They get me all the time. I'm more famous than them.
I wish we could tell you what we were talking about, but we can't. Yeah, we were talking about Joey getting in trouble, though. He just texted me about it.
How's Joey Diaz getting in trouble with what? The MMA community? Yeah. MMA outlets? They have nothing to do?
Well, here's the thing, though. I see where they're coming from. They're journalists. If someone says something that fucking outrageous about what Mackenzie Dern's derriere must...
he said, I think your ass smells great right now,
yes,
or something like
something
that.
along those lines.
Oh, you're talking about the comic Uncle Joey said this?
Yes, the comic Uncle Joey. But I get it. I get where they would... And then Vinny Magalhaes backed him up. I get it.
Backed up Joey?
Yeah, he backed up Joey. He said something like, and tasty too.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes. I get it.
I don't get it. That's Joey Diaz, the great comic who's commenting on a hot girl in the UFC. He is not a writer. He's not a journalist. These writers have nothing to do. So they're like, how can we get hits? Let's talk about Joey Diaz.
Right.
Because no one's reading any of our shit.
I agree with you in somewhat, but he definitely did do it. Like, it ain't a bad... Here's my thing. They could say whatever they want about what he said, but if he was your friend and he texted you that, you would do what I did... Look, because I'll show you. He fucking texted me that before he tweeted
it. Of course.
I love that Joey texts now. Joey never would text message. But
now I hope he doesn't keep
Joey
texting.
Joey Diaz is a full-on texter
Is he?
now. Yeah.
He still calls, though. He called me last week.
Most of the time he calls. But he texted me. Yeah.
It's Joey Diaz, man.
See? Sorry, folks. I wish I could let you in. You can go Google what he said. I'm trying to be respectful.
It's Joey Diaz. He can say whatever he wants. He doesn't work for the UFC. He's not at Mackenzie Dern's gym.
You're right. I'm glad he does. I'm glad he does think like that. I'm glad he does send me texts like that. But if I was a news website and I was going to report on things, first of all, anybody who reads, you want clicks for sure. That's what they want. But also, anybody who reads that, you're either going to be like me, or you're like, you're going to start laughing, or you're going to get really upset.
Really upset.
And then you're not a Joey Diaz fan anyway.
No, if you read that, 95% of that is dudes reading it are like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, 95%.
The 5% are like, what the hell? What are we doing? How could you report this?
Yeah, I think that's a good number. 95.
95% of dudes are like, that's hilarious. I was wondering the same thing.
Some women will get upset, though, and rightly so. If I had, just imagine if you were a dude and there was some big old giant Alexander Carellin looking dude who wanted to fuck you, and he was always making jokes about what your butthole must smell like. Just stop. Just stop and think of what that would feel like. That wouldn't be a good time.
If you're Mackenzie?
If you're anybody that someone is saying those things about, right? I'm just trying to be open-minded.
You're being
going
super open-minded. You kind of are. No, if you turn social justice, I'm fucking out.
I can't.
I'm out.
It's not possible.
I feel sick.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at it from the position
of the MMA writer,
of the person whose butthole is in question, that would be an uncomfortable position to be in, right? Bunch of people talking about what your butthole smelled like. We just trying to make a living on TV.
Just trying to make a living.
Just trying to choke a girl.
You know what that is? It's also Joey Diaz being complimentary. Yes. You know, it'd be one thing if she was not an attractive female or something like that. She's obviously very attractive, which is what makes this funny.
I agree, 100%. I agree.
Now, if he tweets out, I wonder what Black Beast's asshole smells like, something like that, to fully redeem himself, that's fine too.
I don't know. He might.
He might.
Yeah, I don't know if he can get away with that.
He might, just to throw it up there to give those Cheeto fingers something to write about.
Joey's coming on with Yoel Romero.
I cannot wait for that. I cannot. It's going to be a complete.
That's the craziest podcast ever. They're going to talk in Cuban and Spanish, obviously, and then go back and forth. And then go English and whatever he can't get, Joey's gonna help him out with. You know, like if I talk too fast or if I say something he doesn't understand, Joey's gonna jump in. And then they're gonna go.
It's gonna be awesome. It could be awesome or a complete shit show, but it's probably gonna be awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome with you and Joey.
Well,
anyone.
Joey's he's a great entertainer. Like, people don't understand. Like, part of the reason why he's so funny is he knows what's entertaining for you.
Correct.
Like, he knows how to be the life of the party. Like no one. Callan's pretty goddamn good at it too.
Callan's up there. Callan can entertain a room.
Callan can take over a room and
with some of the
bring
best
the party. I think that's his best art form.
Me
honestly.
too.
I've told him that. I think that your best art form is like inappropriate comedy around people who are trapped.
Correct. We're stuck at a party or something.
Yeah, you're out of plane with him or something, and he can't go anywhere.
He's the funniest person. He's made me laugh harder off stage than anyone.
Almost anybody.
It's so ridiculous.
He's right there. He's right up there off stage with Joey. But on stage, Joey is just... He's on
different
another
animal.
Especially right now, he's on another planet. Oh, look, Callan's fucking hilarious on stage too, but Joey right now, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Callan just did his like his showcase at the Improv.
How'd that go?
You know, Callan, I murdered. Everyone says murdered. Got killed.
Well, that's good.
But I've been hearing good things.
That's good.
Yeah.
That club is not a bad club to work at now. I wish they would get rid of that stupid fucking piano on stage, though. That doesn't make any sense to me.
The piano's weird, and Brian makes the same joke about it every time. It's hilarious.
Does he?
Yeah.
I won't say what it is. There's a part where you're standing, especially if you go anywhere back on the stage, where the people that are on the right side of the stage, like if you're facing the audience, you're right. Those people can't see shit. They can't see,
and there's not a lot of room
It's
either.
Stupid.
Yeah, it is strange.
It's stupid.
Do they use it for anything, though? Does anyone get on there? It's fucking...
I don't know, man. We should have a...
Carrot Top or some shit?
Well, I know Craig Robinson does on occasion.
He brings his own, though.
Does he?
Yeah, he usually has his electric piano, doesn't he?
Maybe. Owen Benjamin can play the fuck out of a piano.
But listen, the moral of the story is no one's really using that.
He even has a nick. Is it like Huge Pianist? Was like a website that he had or something? Because he's a giant dude. Nobody's using that fucking thing. Get rid of it.
No.
Get rid of it. Owen doesn't need it. Like most places don't need a goddamn piano.
That's so old school.
Well, it's just in the way. It's a hindrance. It's taking away from the show. I really believe it takes away from the show.
Can you name any other club with a piano on stage? Not really.
It's hard to think. It's just a stupid thing to have.
But
it's
also,
like,
look what the Comedy Store is doing, and then do
Craig
that.
Robinson with his own fucking keyboard. You're right.
Yeah, he usually comes out with his own shit.
Yeah, he's probably got a bunch of shit hooked up on that thing, right? Look at him. I bet he DJs the fuck out of a party.
He does look like a mean DJ.
He does, right?
You know who else DJs is Shaq. You ever seen Shaq like straight up DJing? His giant ass is
Really?
a DJ. Yeah, that's what he does like in his off time.
He's got platinum records, multiple.
Being a DJ?
As a rapper.
No, that Diesel CD went platinum?
He's got two. I have one of them.
That's
Shaq
embarrassing.
Returns.
That's embarrassing.
I didn't buy it. It was given to me.
I saw some video of him DJing, and it's like thousands of people, like kids just jamming out, obviously high off their ass on ecstasy, but it looked like a good time. That's what he does.
Why not, man?
Why not?
Russell Peters is legit.
DJ?
Legit
Really?
DJ. Like legit. Friends with all the old school rappers like Big Daddy Kane and shit.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Dude, Russell is seriously legit. Like when we had him on the podcast a long time ago, he actually... Look at the size of Shaq towering over that fucking equipment.
The biggest DJ in the world.
He's so big.
He's so
crazy.
big.
But Russell doesn't like those other guys calling themselves DJs. Those like Tiesto guys.
Really?
Yeah, he says that's not a DJ. He's like a DJ is someone who knows how to play records. These guys are like press and play on their laptop and bouncing around with their hands up in the air.
I mean, I think there's more to it, but I agree. You're kind of just hitting a playlist and doing your thing.
It's a different
I think there's
thing.
more to that.
It's a different thing, but to those people that want to hear that different thing, those are the masters. It's like I just think it's silly to get hung up on one art form or another, because in any art form, you're going to have, there's Russell tearing it up. So he actually knows how to mix and scratch and all that shit.
He's a talented dude.
He's a smart dude. Russell's a very smart dude.
smart.
Very good dude too. Like one of the nicest people I think I've ever met. Like super fucking sweetheart.
First man to roast me on stage and it hurt my feelings, but then that was the way of just kind of initiation. Yeah.
Little ball busting, little busting of the balls. He's just
I love him.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. But he's like super passionate about old school DJing, like with record players and shit. Like he's really good at that. And there is an art to that.
Yeah, but that's why he hates on these new guys like DJ Tiesto and.
Well, he doesn't hate on them. He doesn't hate on them. He just doesn't think that they should call themselves DJs. Because he's like, DJ's a disc jockey. You know,
they're
what I'm
like
saying?
a new age disc jockey, though.
But they're not a disc. They don't have a disc. he's got a disc, and that's part of his art. He's moving that disc.
Electric
I see his
disc
point.
jockey.
I see his point is, like, I just think people love that kind of music, obviously. Like
It's
that
huge.
Calvin Harris shit.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not saying shit in a bad way.
Make some
Just
jams.
a way of describing it. But as you're driving down the road in Vegas, man, you see these big-ass Calvin Harris posters and shit. And, yeah, Diplo.
Huge, man.
All those electronic guys. I mean, obviously, people love that sound. So I don't think he's saying that they suck. I just think he's saying it's a different thing.
Different.
Yeah. Because, like, obviously, if you wanted to hear that shit and you went there and Russell was scratching records, you'd be like, come on.
Come on, bro.
I'm here to do ecstasy and listen to...
What are you doing? Yeah. Let the bass drop. Yeah.
You know, disc jockey, a person who introduces and plays recorded popular music, especially on radio or at a disco.
They're electric DJ
Is that
jockeys.
what they're doing now?
Maybe time to update that
yeah,
fucking...
that's super old school.
What the fuck is a disco?
Dude,
at a disco? A disco? How about a ballroom?
The thing about those DJs, like Steve Aoki had a documentary on Netflix, which is ridiculous, but because they're not like live performing, they can do more shows than anyone. So like Steve Aoki was on the road 300 days out of the year and made something like
Oh my God.
$300 jagillion. Private jet. He's going from Amsterdam to China. Yeah, just nonstop. Yeah, that's all you do.
He was at the On It Lab. They had all the pictures
I know.
of
I
him
saw
working out
that.
there.
Yeah. He was the guy who was throwing cakes in people's faces, mainly girls. He'd toss cakes in their. That was his thing. And then he hit one girl, and her neck was like, "Kikoosh!" I think he had a lawsuit, so he stopped throwing the cake in their face.
Yeah, don't throw cakes.
It was awesome. People would ask for it though.
This is what you do?
Boom!
Is that the girl that got hurt?
No, I don't know. Some girl got
So he would
whiplash though.
Throw a cake. Oh my God. With like a piece of cardboard underneath it? Is that his move?
That's just the bottom of the cake. You know what I'm saying? You got to put it
get
on
it.
something.
That seems...
Suyoki, longest cake throw, hits guy in a wheelchair. Well, that's not fun.
Oh, let's not watch this. I don't want to watch the guy in the wheelchair get hit in the head.
He's all, yeah. Oh my God.
Maybe it's an honor, right? Maybe it's
No,
one of
it
those
is.
things.
If you're a fan of Steve Aoki, it's like, hit me with the cake.
Right. Like if you're like at the WWE and someone spits on you.
There's a little bit of blood or some
someone
shit.
just and they catch that conversation spit.
Or in the NBA, that when they throw their mouthpiece, people catch them. It's disgusting. Happens in MMA too.
Yeah, I've
what are you
seen
gonna
that.
do with that thing?
I've seen that. Yeah. Why do people throw them in the audience, man?
I don't know. It's so
It just
disgusting.
seems so preposterous. What is this? Jamie, what is this?
Oh,
Guy lifted, you said blood, spitting blood. This was the guy lifting at the Arnold thing.
Oh, he needs to see
so his
He needs to see a
nose
doctor.
started spraying blood right in the middle of his lift.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's
Bro.
They
Oh.
had to, like clean up everything. They take a little break.
You need to see a doctor, sir.
He's fine.
He got the lift up. Though.
Got a little stomach and thing going on.
That's internal bleeding.
He's got a little, nah, it's probably nasal infection.
You think?
Eh,
Bursting
nothing.
out like that?
Walk it off.
Can't be good.
Guy just deadlifted 1,000 pounds. Looks pretty healthy to me.
Yeah, look,
How much did he deadlift?
He's gonna live a long time.
939 it says.
Jesus Christ, that's so much
It's a
weight.
lot of weight.
That's so much weight. I saw a crazy one where a dude was doing the squat and the bar couldn't handle the weight and the bar bent and he couldn't get it back onto the rack. And so he had to like kind of dive out from under it.
But it
he
didn't
was
snap.
squatting a shitload of weight,
Jesus Christ.
obviously. Imagine having that kind of weight on you and you got to figure out how to get it off you
So dangerous.
without hurting you. Yeah.
Have you seen Homeboy who, when they do the heavy squats and they blow their asshole out?
Oh, I did see that.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I thought you were going to bring up that guy who was doing something in one of those CrossFit games, and he was doing like a clean, and his arms gave out, and it dropped down on his neck and paralyzed him.
Damn, no, I was keeping it positive.
It's a friend of Tate's. Yeah,
Landed on his neck.
out, dead, just fell down, body
Damn,
stopped
he's
moving.
paralyzed?
Now he's paralyzed from the neck down. Just boom, like everything just shut off. It landed on his neck.
Probably passed on the CrossFit from now on
Well,
out.
you know what? Some of these guys are almost too fucking tough for their own good with something like that, where you're holding something over your head.
Doing 1,000 reps or
Yeah,
whatever.
they're just trying to smash everybody's reps and show how badass they are, which is, it's competition.
Damn,
Steve
what a
Maxwell hates
shame.
that shit. He says that, and I see other people's points too, that it's beneficial, that the competition makes you work harder. But Maxwell's take on it is those type of exercise movements, like power cleans and things like that.
They're not meant for
clean
that
and
high
presses,
reps, is that what you're
they're not
saying?
meant for high reps.
No, I agree with him.
Yeah. He's like, those are strength moves. They're meant
Correct.
for low reps, couple sets, You know, heavy
100%.
shit.
That's not something your body shouldn't be doing that, and the things that can go wrong are really gonna fuck you up, especially when you start going tons and you're losing your technique and your form. It's dangerous shit, man.
Yeah, you lose. And this guy was out of position too. I mean, his body was
paralyzed. Tate's boy.
Yeah, Tate knows him. Tate's big in that. He's deep in that CrossFit world. He knows a lot of those CrossFit people.
Venice Barbell Club. What's his thing over there? He does something off Lincoln in Venice. He's always there. They have like some strongman shit. There's kegs everywhere.
I know what you're talking about. The name escapes me.
God, me too.
The Box?
No.
That's not it? The Box in Venice?
No.
Whatever.
Callum works at Venice Barbell Club.
Tate's always been in
Tate's somewhere else, though.
That kind of working out.
Is it Deuces?
Way back in the day. Is it Deuces? Yeah. Okay.
Deuce.
There you go. Shout out to Deuces.
Man, what's up, Deuce?
Yeah, Tate's always been into kettlebells and, you know, muscle ups and shit like that, and just CrossFit style movements. And he's a big fan of CrossFit. He loves it.
Have you done a ton of CrossFit?
No. I mean, I do those kind of exercises, right? I do a lot of kettlebell stuff. I do deadlifts. I do a lot of things.
Like circuit training, but not.
Yeah, but I don't do it the way they do it.
No, me neither.
I do that Pavel Tazzolini method, where you're doing like sets of 5, never more than sets of 5.
I dig that.
And I take a lot of time off in between sets.
My schedule's been so crazy, man. I haven't been able to go to the gym like I typically do. You know, where I work with my trainer, and I'll do weights, I'll do mid stuff like that. So I've been trying to find some alternatives.
Yeah, man, it's fun to mix shit up.
Yeah,
I've
been
doing
bored.
Something different.
Yeah, I've been bored.
Take a yoga class.
I've been doing yoga. I've been doing hot yoga, which I love.
Fucking Taekwondo, bro. How about that? You want to go deep? Hiya! Double knife hand block.
Want to go deep?
After post UFC career, front kicking motherfuckers.
Want to go deep? You and I think
it's a good workout, though.
I'll hard pass on that, man. I don't want anything to do with martial arts.
But here's the thing: it's you like some sort of McDojo style Taekwondo. As long as they teach you good technique, you're gonna get a good workout in.
I'm trying to burn some calories. You know,
you'll get a good workout in.
I'm sure.
Those wheel kicks and shit.
Hard pass for me. Hard pass, Joe. Hard
what
fucking
about
pass.
Aikido? Just for a goof.
just
you
for the
with the pajamas, just wrist locking motherfuckers, flipping them, grabbing that wrist. Woo! You fly.
You fly
into the ground with
Seagal?
magic. Woo!
That'd be sick.
Woo!
Me and Seagal doing
Imagine,
our thing.
the wrist makes you do cartwheels.
Oh, I go full deep on that.
No, it would be fun if you did it and you did one of them Aikido demonstrations. You show what happens when someone doesn't just give in. You'd be like, you know, he goes and grabs you and does this, and you like push him away from you.
Just embarrass him. I'd love that.
What is this? What are you
love
doing?
that.
They try to throw you, and you just kind of push their head down.
I love that.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Stop.
Bring it.
Stop.
I love it.
You don't try to counter them. You just go, just cut the shit.
Stop. Just cut this shit. This is fake. It's the worst promo ever.
This is not working. Ooh, you have to throw yourself at them.
It's all bullshit.
But apparently, man, those dudes who were badass at it back in the day, it was about getting rid of swords. Guy comes at you with a fucking sword.
And
they had to learn how to, like, the guy's lunging at you literally with a ridiculous movement because he's trying to just chop you up, right? So it would be similar to how these guys move
and throw
in those, in those demonstration videos. But that shit's not applicable if a guy doesn't have a sword.
That's so old school too. It's just fucking. I was thinking about doing. This isn't a sponsor or anything like that. I was looking at those because you have one in the back. They're one of those Peloton bikes.
Yeah,
so I can work out.
Peloton
so I can just wake up and do that, and then do my thing.
Those are great.
You think?
They have a whole thing. You can do a bunch of different workouts.
You can go online. Programmed. There's like online class. This isn't a sponsor. No, I don't. Yeah.
You do it live too.
Yeah.
But you know what I like better? I like the Rogue bike, that fucking assault bike. What is it called? The Echo?
The Aerodyne?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. They made a beefed up version of one. I have one here. Yeah. And I do Tabatas on it. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Holy shit, dude.
If I get the Peloton bike, that Rogue thing, or the Aerodyne and like a rower, I'd be straight.
Yeah.
Dude,
the rower's bad. I got a rower too. Rower's badass too. I do 30 and 30 with the rower. So 30 minutes of sprinting, 30 minutes of rest, 30 minutes of sprinting, 30 minutes? Excuse me, seconds.
Oh, I was like, Jesus Christ, Joe. What are you on, sir?
Can you imagine if you could just sprint for 30 minutes?
I was like, what the fuck?
What kind of a Viking are you? Excuse me, 30 seconds. So the Tabata is 2010, and then I go I do like it'll do 8 rounds of 20-10, and then I go over and do the row machine, and I'll do 8 rounds of 30-30, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and then I go back and do it again, and then I do it again. And if I've got the stones, I could do 3 sets. I've only done 3 sets once, and I had to double up on the shroom tag.
You felt sick.
I was beat down, man. You're just really exhausted at the end of it.
But it's also short and your body's super intense at the time. Most people think that's the best workout you can do.
It does something to you, I guarantee you. Because one of the things, after doing it like 3 or 4 times, I started to feel it in my running. It's because I'm running a lot too, though. But my endurance in running is getting better. And I think maybe some of that might have to do with the biking. Just because the bike works out different muscles too, man.
Your lungs too. Yeah. When it has to adapt to that kind of capacity, moving like that.
That's not it.
That's the beefy one? I will break that shit, Jamie.
That's not it, Jamie. It's called the Rogue Echo. Echo Air or some shit.
I've been doing the 1,000-meter test on the row. Like, I'll get done hitting mitts with my trainer and go, all right, 1,000 meters, and I see that they have the records for the week.
Right.
I try and beat the records.
And just so anybody knows, that's not a sneaky ad. I paid for all the Rogue stuff that's here. I bought it all.
No,
I just think it's good. That's it right
God,
there.
dog. The thing is beefy.
Beefy as fuck. It's got girders and shit. You got a fat-ass handle on a girder.
Yeah, I need to step my game up so I don't have to leave to the gym to save time.
Dude, it's nice to be able to just do it in your house. You know, all you need is a chin-up bar and some kettlebells at home, and you could just get something done.
Yep, that's what I need.
Because sometimes, you know, that thing where you have an hour before you have to leave. You're like, I might be able to get to the gym and squeeze 30 minutes in.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, it's not.
Because I like to wake up with my son, and I'm like, I'm with him, and then him with an hour, and then I'll be at the studio here. I'm going to New York. I'm doing this. I just want to do something at home.
Dude, I've become addicted to the fasted cardio.
I used to do that before. Remember, I started throwing up.
Yeah, but I think that's your coffee intake.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Your coffee intake is off the, what do you, like 20 cups a day or something? I was
at 12 to 16 cups a day. And then fasting till 2. The doctor's like, well, let's not do that, you moron.
That's so crazy. That's so much whatever. It's so much caffeine. Too much of it's too much of everything. And if you're not having any food, then it's just getting straight in there. It's all getting absorbed.
I'm on all these medications now. I have to get off keto.
Really?
I'm dying, Joe. I have stage 1 diabetes.
What is the medications they put you on?
I don't. It's some anti-acid, like super strong stuff, so I can still drink my coffee. It's just not a possibility.
That's so crazy. You just have to keep coffee.
Have to. Yes, I have to. I was like, you will fuck up my entire workflow if I can't drink coffee.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. But fasting cardio is the way to go.
Yeah, I love it, man. I get addicted to it. You know what I get addicted to? I get addicted to the feeling of having done it when I didn't want to do it. That's what I realized this running thing is for me. It's this little game I'm playing with my brain where I know I'm going to do it, but I wake up, I'm like, oh. And then Marshall's barking. Bark! Bark! I'll put him in the backyard. He's like, come on, bitch!
Yeah, he wants to go.
Dude, he's so crazy now.
I love
because
it.
We've been doing it so much, so he's in really good shape. That fucking dog's in shape.
Like jacked.
Dogs get in shape like that.
Yes.
Like he was getting a little chubby. You know, but he was only like, he still had baby fat on him. He's only 14 months old. So when I took him, he was like 9 or 10 months old when I first started taking him. I just wasn't sure if he was going to listen, or I was worried, like, what if we run into a rattlesnake or something like that?
That would suck.
It sucks.
He got used to the routine.
You could get them to the hospital, though. They survive. They're a lot tougher than us.
You got to suck it out, especially hit them on the nose. You got to suck it out.
That's not real.
That's what I've heard, bro.
I've heard it, too. It's not real.
It's so fake, right?
Just
bro science.
It doesn't work. But you can't really suck it out.
Dogs die because it hits them on the nose, and so, you know, it gets spread. That's what I've heard.
No, my
if dogs get bit on the nose, your dog has?
Yeah, my pit bull.
By a rattlesnake?
Yeah.
Did he die?
No.
He's still alive?
No, he's dead now. It was a long time ago.
What are we doing?
It's a long time ago. All my dogs got bit by rattlesnakes, except the killer, except Squeaky Fromm. She was she didn't give a fuck about snakes. She would just fuck up other dogs.
Did her thing.
That was my prison dog. That was the dog that I got from the pound. That was in the pound. That's from Callan, on Callan's suggestion.
Wait, yeah.
He was in the LA animal shelter for like 5 or 6 months. It was a sweet, sweet dog, though. Loved people.
Issues, though.
It did not want any dogs ruining her newfound party.
Dog aggression.
Well, she lived for the formative months of her childhood before I got her. She lived in a cage. And I think that fucks with the dog's head. And nobody adopted her for, like, I think it was at least 5 or 6 months.
Poor bunny.
And then once you finally do get adopted and you get all this love from these people, you get to sleep in bed with them and shit, and they take you home. And, I mean, that dog she slept right by my bed. Sometimes they would hop in the bed, but I have to kick them off because they fart and shit.
Yeah, see, I like them in the bed.
It's rough.
I like the dogs in the bed. Keep it warm.
Yeah. It does keep it warm, but sometimes they fart and it's brutal. You're like, oh, Jesus.
Or if it's a hot summer night, it's like, get out of here, man.
I know, itchy and shit. But so like any dog that she thought might steal that from her, like any dog that came anywhere near, she would growl at dogs. You pet them. She just was not into it. So
insecurity issues.
Yeah, there's good and bad.
But you guys are running all the time together. I've struggled with that a little bit lately, where I'll be tired and I'm like, come on, you got to work out. I've never had a workout and then afterwards went, man, I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah, well,
never, not once.
I mean, people are saying this. People need to understand. Like, I saw a couple of comments of people saying this is terrible advice and you should listen to your body when your body's tired. That's not right.
No,
you're not. No,
if
I
you're
know
sick,
when I'm
it's one
tired.
thing.
Yeah, I know when I need to rest, and I also can. I know like how when I've done too much stuff. Like I've done like two workouts a day, 3 days in a row before, and then you get to that fourth day and you're like, whoa. All right, I probably should do nothing today. Like,
which is that's almost tougher to do than working out. For me to take a day off is almost tougher.
Psychologically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that's
don't
not
be
good,
a pussy.
man.
You got momentum.
Lazy.
Right now it's going good, right? Your body starts thinking it's going to go. But there's a moment where you realize that you're probably, I should really monitor my resting heart rate in the morning. That's another thing Steve Maxwell taught me. He said that that's one of the best ways to figure out if you're overtrained.
Overtraining. We should
when
do
you
that
wake
in
up in the
camps.
morning, if your heart rate is 5 to 10 beats over what it normally is, don't do shit because you're fighting something off. Either you're fighting something off or you need to recover. You could do like light skill work.
They say if you're sick, working out makes it worse because it messes up your immune system.
Yeah, it messes up your immune system.
But usually I know if I'm being lazy, I'm like, God, I just
Right.
want to rest in bed, man. Or I just want to do this. I'd rather do this.
But you know what? If you're not too sick, if you're not too debilitated,
Get to work.
It's not a bad thing to just do light
sweat.
focus work. Just move. Like try to figure out some technique where you're not doing anything hard.
Or even a steam room or sauna or any of that. Yeah.
And someone who asked me about the steam room versus sauna, I asked Rhonda Patrick, and there hasn't really been studies done on the sauna or the steam room rather that show the benefits of the sauna.
They're both hot as shit.
They're both hot as shit. It probably has some benefit. The only difference is that the sauna can get way hotter because it's a dry heat. So the sauna can get, my sauna, I've had it up to more than 190. I fucked up and had it at 200.
We sat in that sauna in Boston. You're a serial killer in there. 10 more minutes, Schaub, and I was dying. I was like, I think I'm set, man. I think I'm kind of set. I'm all red like a lobster.
You just got to go. You just got to go empty in there.
I know. I hear you, but I was good, man. Like, we were in there for a minute. Jamie dipped out super early.
Like 10 minutes before
he was there
you guys.
before everybody.
Oh, were you?
He was there
I didn't know that.
Me. Yeah.
Because mentally when you left, I went, pussy.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding.
No. Jamie got there first.
Little beast.
Shout out to Equinox in Boston. Great fucking gym.
That was a good night, man.
Yeah, they keep it at 170. That's what most people think it should be, 170. But if you was 170 with steam, man, you're getting cooked in there. That's not good. I don't think you can take that heat. So the idea is that the sauna, because it's a dry heat for the most part, I know sometimes people throw some water on the rocks.
Yeah.
But it's a dry heat for the most part, and that is what you want because that's what your body responds to just the actual temperature and produces those heat shock proteins.
Makes sense.
It totally makes sense.
You know what's weird is sometimes in the UFC, and you can feel this too, if it's at a hockey arena like T-Mobile, where sometimes when you get into the octagon and get in that crowd, it's freezing because there's ice underneath. It's freezing, which sucks for the fighter.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get going. You'll see guys for the first round, you're like, God, he looks a little stiff, or what's going on here? It's freezing out there, man. You're just in shorts.
Right.
You're sweating in the back,
right.
and it's warm in that locker room. Then when you come out, it's this, you're like, God
so you
damn.
can feel a total difference when you get in there.
Right away, I'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah,
I'd always think about it. Is there a hockey team there? Oh, there's ice. So I had to calculate that. For sure, focus on something else. But
I didn't realize it until one day I saw like a crack in between the boards, the floorboards, and I looked down and went, that's fucking ice. There's ice there right now. And they're like,
Scary.
Yeah, they keep the ice there. They keep ice. They keep ice.
How scared? You're just all these thousands of people chill on top of ice.
Well, it can't break.
I know. I'm just saying it's kind of weird.
Oh, it's definitely weird.
But it's cold.
Is it better? Well, not for the fighters for sure, but is it better for the audience? Because sometimes it gets fucking hot in those places. If you have just a big-ass chunk of ice in the middle of everybody, it'll keep
it's kind of smart. The only time it's been super cookie is in Brazil. They just didn't use any AC or anything.
Dude, yeah. I was in one of them, and it was an open-air place in Brazil. So we were indoors, but at the top areas, it's like these big old open doors that face the outside. There's bugs flying around and shit.
That's some Brazilian
shit. It was warm, man. It was moist and warm.
Where was the? It was one with Anik and someone, and they're literally just sweating the pit stains. They're sweating it out.
That happened in Abu Dhabi too. We were in Abu Dhabi. I was drenched. That was outdoors. That was an outdoors one. Yeah. Yeah.
Who fought? Was that Munoz?
Anderson.
Weidman?
Anderson,
No.
Damian Maia.
That's right.
Yeah.
Weidman fought out there too. I forget. I think he fought.
BJ Penn fought Frankie Edgar. That's where Frankie Edgar won the title.
And they've had Roy Nog out there.
Yep.
They haven't been back there in a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute, hot minute.
Yeah, that one was crazy because you saw bugs flying around you never knew were real.
Oh, it's some Jumanji shit out there. I went on a hike. I was like, oh, I'm in Jumanji. This is cool.
Like, what in the fuck is this?
Shit you've never seen before.
Yeah, it's crazy. You go to other countries, man. They have completely different ecosystems. The point where you look at things, you go, what in the fuck is that? What is that?
But where it's dangerous, too. I remember when I was in Brazil, we were climbing this thing, and they go, now listen, fellas, you got to make sure, and we're with the locals, like, you have to come down before nightfall, otherwise they're not going to find you. What kind of shit is this? So we just dipped out, getting up there. My manager, Lex McMahon, got lost. We didn't see him for the rest of the night.
Oh,
and
no.
Literally the local was like, he's one with he's one with the jungle now. I'm like, oh, what the fuck does that mean?
So how
is this
did
a
you
bad
lose
rock
him
movie? Is this
after
the rundown or some shit? What do you mean he's one with the jungle? he showed up a day later, just exhausted, didn't get an ounce of sleep, and someone in one of these huts took him under their wing and saved him.
Oh my god!
Yeah, people have to get helicoptered out of there if they get trapped at the top. I was like, dude, I feel like I shouldn't be doing this before a fight. I feel like this is a bad idea.
How many days before a fight was this?
This was like a week before.
Jesus Christ!
The guy in front of us had a Sungan, basically a Speedo, just asshole out in front of us, just fucking going. I'm like, and
through the jungle with a Speedo on,
barefoot, and just doing work, smoking us, shredded, tan, fucking all acai.
You ever see what their feet look like?
Like hobbits' feet, like
they
fucking.
have the craziest feet ever. These people that live in the forest, they splay out like a hand, and they're super thick toes and shit. Like it doesn't look anything like.
No, we have bitch feet.
Yeah.
We have bitch
dude,
feet.
Believe me, man.
It
my
feels
feet were
good.
sore today. I had to run in regular running shoes because my feet are sore.
From the Vibrams?
From just the pounding. And I'm scared of that plantar fasciitis. I know
Have you ever had
it? No.
Get your mind right. Let's go ahead and get on. There's a reason there's technology, son. Let's quit running barefoot.
No.
days.
I think the barefoot thing strengthens your feet up. I think it just takes time. I'm just being real careful.
Be super careful.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
I'm sure.
Donald Cruz had to deal with it. I've dealt with it. It's a night. I had to get shots, injections in my foot. Horrible.
And with Dom Cruz, it was the same thing. It was coming back too quickly. Like he had a knee injury, right? So after his knee injury, then he just tried to get way back into shape way quick and fucked his feet up.
Mine was just, I think, from being so big and just running. I was doing, miles and miles and miles and miles. I love running. It's literally my favorite thing to do.
Neil Brennan did it he got plantar from a treadmill from wearing those Vibrams.
If you're, they say you got to work into them.
Got to work.
You just don't want to go straight barefoot and just start doing work.
No, you definitely do.
To me, it feels good to be barefoot. Like I like walking in the street. I feel like I'm doing something dangerous, like on the sidewalk barefoot. Yeah, like I'm wild.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel nice about it. I don't know what it is, man. It makes me feel free.
Yeah.
I know it's dirty and dangerous.
It's supposed to be dirty and dangerous. That's what life is supposed to be. You're supposed to be interacting with other life.
It's also your
these barriers.
It's your feet.
Yeah,
it feels nice.
Rubber barrier between you and the world. That shit ain't right.
You're always confined. I like to let them breathe a little bit, man.
I wonder if the Indians had it right with moccasins.
There's no airflow with those goddamn moccasins.
They didn't give a fuck what things smelled like back then.
Oh, they smelled like
they gave up on
bullshit.
that fight.
Yeah, they just didn't give a fuck. They felt
they
like
gave up on
bullshit.
that fight. If they could find a creek, temporary, put some of that fire out real quick.
I'm not about that life. I'm not like that, man.
But they would just run around with moccasins. They basically just had like a layer of leather between their foot and the ground.
That's all they could do.
Climb mountains with that. Hey, what is this, Jamie?
How dare you, Jamie?
This guy is slicing chunks off of the bottom of his foot. I mean,
Those
this
are calluses?
crazy.
That makes you feel sick, bro.
Man cuts calluses off his foot with a knife and dog eats it. This is the name of this video. How the fuck did you find it? Look at these calluses, dude. This is insane.
Bro.
This guy is just slicing through these calluses like it's a coconut.
Like it's coconut meat.
It looks like a pineapple.
This is insane. Have you ever seen anybody have calluses like this before, though?
I think this guy has a problem. That ain't normal.
What kind of a man can just cut at his foot like that?
How do you know how deep to cut where you don't cut your goddamn heel off?
You know this dude is not sharpening that knife. That's not a sharp knife.
That's not.
Jeez, this is crazy, man.
Oh, that guy's the worst looking feet up.
And the dog is eating it. The dog is taking the pieces of meat and eating it. The dog's a man eater. What in the fuck is wrong with that dog?
That's how in the world did you find that, Jamie? What the fuck?
Yeah, the other day.
Jamie's got that bookmarked.
Couldn't wait to. Did you say feet? Just couldn't wait to drag that shit up.
Who the fuck cuts off the bottom of their feet with a knife like that?
And what's he doing to get his feet like that?
And why is he yelling at that dog while that dog's eating his feet?
That makes you this close to throwing up.
Wouldn't you like think that the dog would get used to that smell? Like, that's what I like to eat now. And then like you'll be sleeping, the dog's hungry. He's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna snack out on this dude's feet.
It's a zombie dog. You got a zombie dog in your hands now. Looks like a bloodhound too.
Dog's goddamn horrible monster. Meat eater.
Sick.
Human eater. Wow.
That makes me feel super sick, man.
On another note, how about that Brian Ortega?
On another note, how about Brian Ortega, man? I had him on my show yesterday, and it was awkward because me and Brian are super close. And I don't know what it is because same thing with Stipe. Whenever I know these guys, it's like I know him from when I trained with him, and I've seen him in that light. Like with Brian Ortega, I cornered him for one of his fights before he got to the UFC, and I knew him as that Brian Ortega, where all jiu-jitsu, cardio for days, but terrified to fight. Like I know him as that Brian, and now he's evolved into the #1 featherweight in the world. So when he got the Frankie Edgar fight, I was like, God, I just feel like it's a terrible matchup, man. I'm telling Henner, I'm like, what's he gonna do? And Henner's like, don't worry, man, don't worry. And so on my show, which Brian and Henner listen to, they're like, dude, they come in, they're like, how are you gonna pick against me? I'm like, no. I said my brain went with Frankie just because it's Frankie Edgar. He's a legend. My heart wanted you, Brian. He's like, dude, it hurt my feelings. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like, and I don't know what it is with Stipe too. Whenever I see him, I know him as that version of him. It's a problem I have. I have like this gap. I don't know what's going on.
People always do that. They do that. They remember someone by what they were when they were at their worst.
It's not even their worst, but it's in their infancy of their careers.
Let's not even say their worst. Just say a lesser version of who they are now.
Correct.
Right? It's like, do you ever get that feeling when you go back to high school? Like, if I'm around someone from high school, I feel like a loser. This is a weird feeling.
No, 100%. When I go back to Denver, I'm almost not myself because I feel like this. Almost like this loser.
A loser.
Yeah.
Because you remember back who you were when you were insecure and starting out in life, and just that's a normal thing. They always say that about comedy clubs. Like, if you start out at a club, that club will never respect you. They respect you when you leave and, maybe you get a TV show or something like that, and then come back and they're like, yeah, I remember when you sucked though. Yeah. Like, they remember when you sucked.
Yeah.
I had a problem with that in Boston at first.
Really?
Yeah, because they remembered me as this guy who was an opener. And then, how am I a headliner?
Treated you like that.
Hey, you're not a headliner. I remember when you were opening. You did 20 minutes. You opened. That's what you do.
I know.
Like, you're not a headliner.
I had one night, and this isn't in my nature at all. I'm going to go back. I've just been busy. But I had one night at the Laugh Factory where I bombed, man. Bombed. Like, I should probably not do this anymore. Just, one guy in the back just goes, boom! I'm like, no doubt, man. I get in the car and I'm just driving down Sunset. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, man? It's so embarrassing. I haven't been back since. But not because I'm like, I'm scared of the Laugh Factory. It's just I've been at the store and just been on the grind. But
you do have it in your head, like, you got to get back up there and clean that up.
And literally, I think about it every day. It's something back here. Yeah. It's like, get your ass up there, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I'll go to the Comedy Store. Nope, get your ass up there.
See, that's an athlete's perspective. That's the difference. It's one of the things that I've been saying to people about you. The difference between the way you've been approaching comedy and another person would do it, you're doing it from an athlete's perspective. Like, you work hard at shit.
Yeah.
And you know where your weaknesses are, and you fix those. Well, other people will ignore them. It's a real problem. Like someone will have a joke, and the joke doesn't do well, like several nights in a row, but they keep doing it the same way. Like, why are you doing it the same way? You need to cut some of that out. You need to tweak this. You need to turn that around. You need to add something. Maybe you're not explaining it enough, but if it's not doing well and you keep doing it the same exact way.
Yeah, it's not the crowds, homie.
Yeah, you got to figure out.
They're there to laugh.
People get stuck in a weird pattern, though, of wanting to do things the exact same way over and over again.
Oh, dude, nothing's better to me when it's such an honor, too. If I'm at the Comedy Store, if I was at the Comedy Store in La Jolla and a comic go, hey, you should try this. I listen to your joke, you should button with this or try this. I'm like, dude, that's brilliant, man.
Yeah, every now and then someone will just nail it for you. They see something that maybe you didn't see, and you're like, oh.
Like, you ever thought about going this direction? I'm like, dude. And it's not like they're writing your jokes like, hey, what if you went this direction with them? I'm like, that, dude, that's brilliant, man.
That happens in martial arts too, right? Like, hasn't someone like pointed something out to you and you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, 100% with a choker.
Yeah.
Your hands are like this, dude. You ever tried it like this? And you're like, dude, that makes sense. It's so much easier.
Yeah. Sometimes things don't seem like they'd be easier, and they are. Like that pretzel grip, this weird grip. You're like, why would I grab somebody like that? And then you do it, and you're like,
if someone shows you. But I feel like, and not my, yeah, it feels nice. Feels nice.
Oh, you ain't getting none of that, are you?
Some Brian Ortega shit.
Dude, his guillotine is ridiculous. How's he grip it?
And he's getting he has all sorts of variations. That motherfucker's nice with it. He's here, it's right, he's here a lot of times. He goes flat. He's so good at it. But
so is he like Marcelo, like how Marcelo slides it under like a blade and then catches
the blade,
it?
And he's the best at the world in it. But he's getting the respect now from the crowd, because if you remember when Frankie kind of faked that shot and he got a hold of his neck, the entire crowd goes, yeah. Because now it's like, oh shit, they realize what he's capable of.
When that dude gets a hold of your neck, it's a totally different proposition. What he did to Cub Swanson at the end of the first round,
basically
he had Cub basically out. Cub was fucked, and it was just a matter of the time ran out, but that shit was fully locked in, and Cub wasn't going anywhere.
Dude, I got emotional yesterday when he came in the room, because I haven't seen him since, and I went, not even on there, I went, hold on, stop there. I went, bro, hear me real quick. Before anyone tells you this, I know you're getting title shot all that. I went, you're the #1 featherweight in the world. Remember when I cornered you for that rough and nasty fight in Glendale, where the fuck it was? Remember that? Now you're the #1 guy in the world, Brian. Let that soak in.
He's the #1 contender. Max Holloway's the #1 in the world.
He's ranked #1 in the world.
Right, but #1 contender.
True. Right. He's #1, all I'm saying. Max Holloway's the champ.
Yeah, but that's the #1
Correct.
Until they fight.
He's the champ, and he's ranked #1 in the world. That was the message.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But that, if I was Max Holloway, I'd be like, motherfucker!
Well, they're going to fight for sure. No, Max Holloway is the greatest featherweight in the world right now. But for Brian Ortega to go from, it's crazy to see, man. It's
a very interesting fight.
It's nuts,
because Ortega is super dangerous standing, and on the ground he's on a totally different level than anybody else.
They're also the same size.
Yeah,
like Max Holloway usually has a big advantage with reach and size, but now they're kind of equal.
Dude, Holloway's something special though, man. He's something
super special.
What he did at Aldo. What he did to Aldo was crazy.
Twice.
And the second time more emphatic. Like he knew he was going to do it.
No, Max Holloway's something special.
And it's almost like when you watch what he does, you can't appreciate it until you see it a bunch of times. Because like what he's doing, he's not knocking someone out with one head kick. He's not like catching someone with some unbelievable, spectacular submission. No, what he's doing is just fucking you up.
He's outclassing everybody
regularly,
but with technique, and he's ferocious. And then, what do you want to do? You want to do technique? You want to do pace?
You want to brawl?
You want to brawl? I'm gonna draw the line right here. Come brawl. See how that goes for you.
Yeah,
and that's what Brian can't fall into. And Brian will be, I'm sure, in Vegas' eyes, the underdog, which rightfully so. It's Max Holloway, the greatest featherweight in the world right now. So with Brian, he just has to be careful. Max will lure you into that brawl, and he's not going to lose those brawls.
Yeah, he's very good at brawling. That's for damn sure. And the crazy thing was the Lamas fight.
Oh my God!
Ricardo Lamas, he's beating his ass, and then he just points to the center of the cage. Goes, "Come on, man, let's fucking throw it out."
No, he's one of my favorite fighters.
And he just bites his mouthpiece down. It's just windmilling at him.
He can do that. Yeah. He can do technique. You want to do jiu-jitsu, whatever you want to do.
Yep, whatever you want to do.
It sounds like, from what Brian told me, is they're aiming for that international fight week. So you have DC Stipe, maybe Cyborg, Amanda Nunez. Then you got Brian Ortega, Max Holloway.
Well, Max just broke his foot. So what are we at right now? How many weeks is he out? Is he even out of his cast yet? I don't think he's out of his cast. I think I saw a photo of him on Instagram. It was about 2 weeks ago. He had a cast on.
He's on Tough helping DC, right? Though
he's probably doing it on crutches or doing it, standing on his cast. But
so were we in March, April, May, June? Eesh.
April, May, June, July. 4 months. A bone in a foot is not. It's not an easy one because you're always standing on it.
No, and then when you get back, it's going to take time.
Yeah, and then you're going to be real hesitant to kick things.
Well, hey, I'm not the one starting the rumor of International Fight Week. That's what. Yeah. That's what Ortega's hearing. They want to do in Hawaii. Obviously, Henner and Brian wanted. They're like, we'd love to go to Hawaii, go to his hometown, and do it. But you know, there's a lot of moving pieces for UFC to get to Hawaii.
Well, the other thing is inside and outside. Like how big of an arena do they have that's inside?
They have well, outside they have the stadium, right? They could do the giant stadium, which would sell out.
It would sell out, but what if it rained? Which it does in Hawaii all the time.
And we fighting in the rain.
Wet and Wild. Remember that
one? You wouldn't watch that?
King of the Cage?
Yeah, you wouldn't watch that rainy? The rainy, I mean, it'd be so weird, but
no, you can't.
It's a good risk to have.
Yeah, it's a good risk to have. Look,
you can't have it though.
That would be phenomenal for Brian if they could just slip to the ground real quick.
Amazing for Brian.
I mean, he has
lubed up.
He has a good advantage over almost everybody at 145 when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Like, who doesn't he have an advantage of when it comes to jiu-jitsu at 145?
There's no one more dangerous than T-City as far as on the ground.
Right.
And
the way he locks onto things, there's a finality to it. That's
his strength and his now his belief in himself with it. He knows how dangerous he is. There's and really he's almost, you know, people haven't seen what that kid's capable of either. Like we've seen some cool stuff, but some of his flying triangles, his flying arm bars, and his grips and stuff, and his guillotines, and he has a lot of cool setups that we haven't even touched on. So
yeah, he's one of the most impressive guys I've ever seen in terms of like when he starts locking something up, you know it's over.
Game over.
Like, whoa.
Game over.
Just super high level. Very interesting because he doesn't have like world championship you know, victories in his past, right?
But no, he didn't come up through like the IBJFF, whatever the hell it is, or he didn't go to Metamorphosis, anything like that. He's just this kid that grew up on the Gracie mats, and over time was that kid who's just like, God damn, he's good, and just kept with it, kept with it, kept with it.
Yeah. Now the crazy thing is his striking has become just as deadly.
Fluid,
you crack Frankie Edgar with an elbow like that, and then starch him with that uppercut. That's like he can do that to you standing now.
You lift him off his feet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was incredible. So where's the picnic? Picnic's not standing.
Not right now.
No
well, for Max Holloway, he's probably looking at going, the picnic for me is standing because he's so goddamn, you know, good at it. But you can't just say that's a huge advantage anymore after you see Ortega. Because remember, he's knocked out Clay Guida with knees. You know, and now after you knock out Frankie Edgar like that, you at least have to acknowledge the kid can do some stand-up damage.
I think, yes. But I think there's a real concern with if they're going to try to fight in July with Holloway not having enough time to recover. I hope I'm wrong. But when I'm looking at that, when you just said that it's March, I was like, yeah, it is March, isn't it?
Beginning of March.
April, May, June, July. That's 4 months. How do they have... How healed up are you after 4 months? Are you ready to throw kicks and get your foot checked?
Well, who knows? Maybe they also maybe Dana told or Brian like, hey, we're shooting for we're shooting for July, summer, something like that. But they don't realize where Max Holloway. You know how this goes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on another card.
Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe 6 weeks is what it takes for bone to heal.
I'm sure
right?
Max would tweet us or something. Like, yeah, I'm good right now, bitch.
Google what it takes for a healthy. What is Max like? 28. No,
27. Aren't him and Brian Ortega the same age? A couple of young bucks.
Something, yeah.
And this won't be the last time you see a Brian Ortega and Max Holloway fight.
What's that?
He's 26.
26. Sorry,
Ortega's 27.
Go to how long does it take? Just Google how long does it take for a bone on a 26-year-old man to heal,
and then cut it in half because Max Holloway.
Yeah.
That's, you know how the doctors, you're going to be out about 6 months. Yeah. Well, yes, if I'm a soccer mom, 6 months. For me, it's going to be about 3. Thank you, sir. I'm going to push it at 3, you giant pussy.
That's also a way to blow out those ACL reconstructions.
That's how doctors are. They used to all these old people, like, you're out for about a year.
That's true.
You mean 3 months, doc. Kick rocks.
You know what, man? This tendon injury that I got golfer's elbow. That really made me aware. There's a difference between injuring a muscle and injuring a tendon.
100%.
They don't have much blood supply, man. It's a fucking pain in the dick to get that to heal.
Yep.
I'm stunned at how long it takes and how many different things I've done.
Since you told me that, I was doing pull-ups and it started hurting here. I've stopped doing for a little bit.
Well, for me, it's just here. It's just this elbow.
Mine started hurting in there, and that went to here. And I'm like, you know, I'm going to chill out on that stuff.
I got a chunk of something floating around there, too.
You got like the
piece of hard something or another. I fell once in Alaska. Callan and I were on this deer hunting trip, and I slipped off the side of a cliff and cracked my elbow on this rock, and it was hurting for months afterwards. Like every time I would do a chin-up, it would hurt, and I just sucked it up. And I think I might have chipped a piece of bone off in there. I think there's something floating, or it's a piece of calcium that's built up because of irritation that can happen.
Just let it ride, bro.
Yeah, let it ride, bro.
You got this, man. Bro
got
science.
this, bro.
Dude, speaking of people getting fucked up. How about that girl Cyborg fight? She looks scared. When she got hit with the first one, her eyes were like, oh my God. And God bless her, man, because your first fight in UFC, here you go. This is what you always want. Here's Cyborg main event. Short notice. Enjoy that.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy thing to do, right?
Title shot, your first fight ever in the UFC?
Title shot, your first fight ever. Nobody knows, literally nobody in the UFC knows who you are.
The UFC didn't even have a picture up of her till the week of the fight.
You've never, I mean, she got submitted by Tanya Evinger.
That's tough.
She submitted Tanya, and then Tanya submitted her. And we know that she's a 135er. Yeah, that's her, like, wincing in pain as Cyborg lowers the boom.
She took Cyborg down, though.
She did.
That weird...
Yeah, well, that was obviously the strategy.
Pin.
The strategy was to close the distance, get that clinch, drag Cyborg to the ground. She's a 135er, man. She really is not big enough.
But for Cyborg, it's like, what do you want me to do, man? Like, there's no one in the division.
What is stopping that Megan Anderson chick from coming over?
Her work visa. She
doesn't have it?
She was here illegally or something like that. I know that was the hold up there.
Oh.
Some bullshit.
Lawyers, get on that.
I know, man. Let's go. Because she's a legit... competitor. Big girl, pretty, Australian, can fight her ass off.
Tattooed up.
She's actually she's in the same weight class. She's
not a girl
145. Yeah. And she wants to fight. For Kat Zingano wanted to fight too. She's talking all that shit.
Can't someone call Trump?
I can get it done.
Kat Zingano wants to fight?
Well, Kat Zingano did want the Cyborg fight, but since she lost that last one, Vieira,
Ketlin Vieira.
Yeah, split decision. You ain't getting Cyborg's not sniffing that.
No. There's no way. She's going to have to get a couple of it because she lost her last one too. Who did she lose to?
She took
Juliana Pena?
Yeah. And she's taking too much. You could see the ring rust was there and the nerves were there. She needs time. She needs time she can compete there. With Cyborg, I'm not even trying to be funny here. She's not going to lose to a single woman. She needs to fight 2 women, or there needs to be a dude in there. But one girl's not going to beat her. I hate to tell you guys. Like, it's just not. I don't know how you're going to market that. You're telling me you wouldn't watch her versus CM Punk?
Well, I think you put her as co-main event a lot on some cards that have a lot of great fights. I just think that the problem is people are always going to be willing to watch whoever steps in and fights her. But to have her be the center of a giant event, I think it's going to take a real challenger. And
like Holly. Those ratings were good.
Like, yeah, that was a good fight. Because that was a fight where people are like, Holly, is legit. Like, real skillful boxer.
It shows you how good Holly is, too, because it went to decision. Although she... Holly was never really winning that fight. She maybe won a round.
Shots,
yeah, she got lit up.
You realize when you're in there fighting Cyborg, it's a totally different proposition.
Yeah, when you see Cyborg, you're just like, oh man, she's never gonna lose until Father Time, I guess, touches her on the shoulder. But right now,
she's only 32.
Isn't
that crazy? Joe, it's not young, but it's not old either.
No, she's not old.
That's prime.
She could do this for another 5 years.
Easy. When you think about how long she's been around, like way back in the Gina Carano fight. How old was she then?
Jesus, man. Super young.
Super young.
She's been doing it for a minute.
Dude, do you ever watch that fight again?
It's not a bad fight. People don't give Gina enough credit.
No. Gina mounted her at one point in time.
Gina, first team, all-time piece, captain of the team.
Yeah, she's pretty hot. But out of respect to Kevin Ross, this will be the end of this conversation when it comes to how hot
is that our man? What's he do?
Kevin Ross, the Muay Thai fighter.
Oh, yeah. He's all tatted up. They're still together?
Yeah.
Good for them, man. Good for them. Hopefully she's in Deadpool,
here's the fight. Yeah, she's got to be very cool because he's very cool.
They're both
look at this
great.
at the beginning of fight. She's just teeing off on Gina.
She
takes her down and fucks up, and Gina winds up on top of her.
Look at Gina doing work. People forget how good that girl was, man.
Oh, she's very good. Look at the Cyborg.
Every girl should give her royalties for starting women's MMA. Let's be real.
She actually had a half-assed heel hook here, or a half-decent heel hook here.
Gina turning and getting out of it.
Yeah, she popped out.
Yeah, Gina Carano, she just... Think how big Gina Carano would be if she was in the sport right now.
Jesus. Cyborg's hitting her with some hammers. This was, she would be gigantic.
She'd be so big.
Because she was
stand-up
big
artist?
When the UFC was really in its infancy.
She was big on Showtime.
What year do you think this fight was, if you had to guess?
2004? 6?
9.
2009.
9? Yeah. Really? Yeah. 9. Wow. Cyborg, vicious kick to the body. So Cyborg was only like, what, 22-ish?
Her takedowns
She
are
fell
so
down
bad
again,
here.
and this time Gina mounts her. Look at that. Like, people forget.
Gina's getting them out because of Cyborg's mistakes on these takedowns.
That's great, but she's still mounting.
Hell yeah. This is the most trouble we've ever seen Cyborg in besides that Muay Thai fight.
And Gina's going to let her up.
No, Gina was an absolute monster. People forget, man. But with Cyborg, I'm dead serious. I'm even trying to be funny. Unless two women enter that octagon against her, she's not going to lose.
Yeah.
Or you need to get Khabib up in that bitch.
Well, she obviously has some physical attributes. Now, when you think about the rest of the women at 145, no one stands out. What they're going to do is Amanda Nunez.
That's the fight.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunez wants it. Cyborg wants it. I like the fight, and I think technically Amanda Nunez is better as far as a technician as Cyborg. However, for let's say that's 5 rounds, even 3 rounds. Over those 3 rounds, I don't think she possesses the same power as Cyborg. You know what I'm saying? Like when Cyborg hits a girl, you see it on their face.
The stoppage of Gina Carano we're watching on the big screen, it's horrific.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's horrific. When she gets her down, like the hammers that she drops on her.
I was more of a Cyborg fan. I'm more of a Cyborg fan now. Back then, I was first team all Gina. No one wanted that.
No one wanted that. Did she test positive for this fight?
No, I thought it was after this.
It was another fight.
Yeah,
right?
It wasn't this fight. That'd be way bigger news. But Cyborg Amanda's a good fight.
That's a real good fight.
And I'm a huge Amanda Nunez fan. I just think over that time, she's going to land some shots on Cyborg. Cyborg get hit, but when Cyborg hits you, it's just, you can't play that game with her. There's no female in the world who can play that game with her. You give me one, I'll take one. You here. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Who knows, man? That's interesting.
It's a great fight, though.
Fight. Amanda's got legit one-punch power. Legit smack-em-up power. Real black belt in jiu-jitsu. Very good at fighting. Knows how to fight.
Phenomenal fighter.
Yeah, she knows how to fight. Forget about all the things that she can do. She puts it together well.
You know who can fight?
Cyborg. Yep.
She's the greatest female fighter of all time.
It's hard to argue.
It's hard to argue, right?
Yeah, it's hard to argue. There's some caveats in there, obviously, but it's hard to argue.
Yeah, there's some caveats, I guess, if you want to go down that road. But still, in the UFC with the USADA testing, she's still the best. So that kind of takes it out of the window. We go, well, she was the best back then when she tested hot. Cool. Now she's in the most strict testing pool of all time. She's still dominating. So where's your argument there now?
Well, you know the argument.
That she retained all the shit from when she was taking it back in the day.
You definitely retained something.
Not everything, though. Ask Hector Lombard.
It's a question.
Ask Vitor Belfort.
Right, that's true. But those are men. It's different. The idea of, a guy taking shit or a girl taking it, don't you think they're different?
It's different, but it's different. There's argument there, but it's not different to the point where after, was that 2009 you said? So after 9 years, she's still retaining this muscle mass, and she was born a bigger female.
That's true too. Like no matter what Gabi Garcia did, she's still 6'4".
Correct. She's still a giant.
Dude, she was at the UFC, and I was like, holy shit.
You're scared.
Terrifying. She's way too big.
I'm terrified of all of them.
She's so big.
Do you see? She wasn't sitting like a lady, so security had to come behind you in DC and step in front of her.
She can't sit like a lady. She's got Hulk legs.
She might. Maybe don't wear a dress,
How the fuck is she crossing those legs, bro?
It's too much.
They're so big.
Yeah,
she's
thickies.
like, if you have like one of them super tank CrossFit squat girls, those giant legs
with the blowout ass and the quads in the front.
Can they even cross their legs?
I'm sure.
How could they cross their legs?
You can cross your legs. You have some thick ass legs. I cross my legs. It's comfortable. Yeah, and I got a pterodactyl dick in between.
Dude, I don't think pterodactyls have big dicks. You might want to change that one up. It's a bird.
But they have tails. Do they? I don't know.
They're a bird.
They are a bird. They're not a dinosaur.
Well, they're not a dinosaur, yeah. Did you know that? They're in a class of themselves.
Yeah, someone was telling me that.
My kid told me that.
Oh, that's right.
7-year-old. See, this way right here, this is uncomfortable as fuck.
Oh, I'm so comfy.
This is a nut cruncher.
I'm so comfortable.
Yeah, but you got an extra foot of leg.
Yeah, there's a lot of room here. But with Gabi Garcia, remember when she was like big bloated girl and she got Shred City?
Shred City
all
for
natural.
A while. Oh, totally natural.
Shred City. And then she back to in between?
She's back to giant again. I think
Why not try and cut to 45?
What are you talking about?
45. Shred
Dude, she's 6'4".
City.
Do you know she's 6'4"?
I'm in the UFC or not?
She can't make 45.
What are you going to do?
And
Cyborg cut from 70 to make it.
She's good friends with Cyborg, too. Look how big. Look at what she was when she got small and how big she is now.
Dude, she was hot when she was small.
She wasn't bad. That's what I saw. That's what I saw in the air. Like, look at that.
Oh.
That's when she was on the Ultimate Fighter with Vanderlei.
I wonder where she's at mentally when she sees herself. Like, does she dig that? Like, that's her thing? Because a lot of dudes are into that.
She can't go online.
Like, I don't.
Look at that size.
Like I had a friend who's a female bodybuilder, thicker than a Snickers. Definitely Deca, Gold's Gym, just in her ass. Yeah, just protein powder seeping out of her goddamn eyes.
Get that pink one above it to the right, above and to the right. Okay, that's
You're not
acceptable.
mad at it.
Not mad at it at all. So at one point in time in the recent future, she got down to the body of a really hot CrossFitter.
How much did she weigh there though?
She's probably still 1,000 pounds. She's 6'4".
That's mean, bro. What do you think? 160 there?
No, I bet she's 200.
She's 6'4"?
there. She's 200.
Bro, she's not 200 pounds there.
I bet she's 200. Don't you think? Jamie? She's 6'4".
Damn.
Come on, bro. Okay, maybe she's 195, but I'm not going any lower than that. That's a big girl.
She's a legit 6'4"?
Pretty sure. Find out how tall she is.
She's stronger than me. That's whatever. But there's some dudes there's a market for that. Like I got a friend who was a bodybuilder. She was busy because she would do a little bit of strains for some change and get oiled up.
She's only 6'2". I'm sorry. 236. 6'2".
We can make 145.
She just got to lose 100 pounds. No
Anthony Rumble John's going, say what? I got you.
What do you think would happen if she just got completely off of everything and just ran marathons? What do you think she'd get down to? I don't think she's lower than 160.
236?
6'2", 236. Look at the fucking size of her.
Probably 170.
Jesus Christ. Look at that girl. I'm going to death right now.
Look at this poor girl. Did you see her beat up the grandma?
Yes, with the knee brace. She beat up a grandma with a knee brace, bro.
That
is so wrong.
Struggle City.
Now here's her. Like, first of all, she's really good at jiu-jitsu, by the way.
Phenomenal.
Right.
You know Mackenzie Dern and her have
her.
matches.
Yeah, Mackenzie beat her on points.
How crazy is
That's how badass Mackenzie Dern is. She poked this chick, apparently, in the
If
eyes.
I'm that chick, I'd fake like I get poked too.
Yeah, good move. I'd fall down. I'd black out.
She's Russian though. They can't. She'll get murdered. She gets back to Russia.
She's got to get in there. Someone's got to bet. I have bet you make it to 1 minute. Survive any way you can for 1 minute.
Dude,
boom.
How did they not have her fight dudes?
That's
like
the whole fight.
That's it?
Yeah, it was a no contest.
Oh, good move for her.
Good for
She's
the
like,
Russian.
no more can go. The fight has gone 1 minute. My obligation is over here.
Dude, think about her versus Cyborg. Her versus Cyborg.
Cyborg will fuck her up.
Jeff Nowitzki take a hike for a couple weeks.
So much better standing up than her. She would have to take Cyborg down, and Cyborg would fuck her up. So
wouldn't you want to watch that?
No.
Really?
For obvious reasons that we can't talk about. Look at that. There she is right there. Boom, boom, boom. But legit black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
You can say whatever you want about her, but the girl works her ass off.
Works her ass off.
Yes.
No matter what, no matter what you take, you don't get that big unless you're training hard. She's just dropping bombs in this chick. Her striking's gotten a lot better. A lot more smooth and relaxed. Like, she was having a hard time when she first got... Ooh, she got tagged there.
Shit, she got dropped.
Jesus, she got tagged.
That Leah DeTapa is doing work. She looks like
tagged. She got tagged again.
Damn, her striking is terrible.
Well, she's hurt. She's hurt. She's just
winging
it.
I know, but this is what got me, Joe.
Oh, look at this chick's going, come on, come to the center. Come to the center.
Damn, she's like, bring it.
She's getting a little emotional, though.
That Ryzen just free for all, and I appreciate it.
So gangster.
They're so gangster.
They're trying to bring back the golden days.
I know. You know what? That day's over, so kind of give it a rest, but I like what they're doing. You see, Bellator brought Krokop back. Krokop Roy.
Just don't test.
We've seen that.
Just don't test anybody, please.
I know.
Please.
Don't just.
Bellator, just stop testing people.
That's all I was saying with the John Jones thing against Brock Lesnar. Hey, Jeff Nowitzki, let's go grab a cup of coffee while these boys rumble, huh? Hey, see, Jeff, I love you. Why don't we go? Why don't you go on vacation to Hawaii while John and Brock take a little trip here?
The UFC is clean, but Bellator doesn't have to be. The UFC decided to go down that USADA road, and they've committed to it. It's changed the game, legitimately.
For sure.
But let's be honest. When you got a legend,
fucking life up.
You got a legend like Krokop. He still wants to fight. Just give him a little help.
100%.
Just a little help. Come on.
That's real.
I'm not saying he needs it. I'm not. It's not a knock on him. He's upset at me because Boss Rutan was saying that during one of his fights that they paid him all this money and they had to bring all this money back. Like, Boss is explaining how they brought him into a room.
You didn't say it.
Boss said it, but he thinks that I said it.
Because it was on your show?
Yeah, it was on my show. I didn't know what Boss was going to say. And if I heard anything about it, I heard it from Boss because Boss worked there. And Boss is just fucking hilarious. And he's telling me about how they would pay those guys in cash.
Well, he doesn't like you. He likes me, and I punched him in the face. So me and him are friends.
But I just want him to know I'm a big fan.
Hell yeah, who's not a fan of Crow Cop?
Bad for Crow Cop. I always enjoyed watching him. He's the example that I always use of what happens when you get an explosive striker versus a technical striker in MMA. I think when you get a high-level striker that's used to a certain style of fighting, and then they fight in MMA, sometimes that style doesn't translate over. Like,
Correct.
I don't think Peter Ertz would have done that good as an MMA fighter. I don't think Ernesto Hoost would have done that good, because they would have to have changed the way they strike, because they're so technical. And it's really fun to watch fight, and they would brawl for sure.
Yeah.
But what Merkel would do was have these big one shots, these big one kicks, these big one punches, just jump in with one shot, super fast and quick. That is really beneficial in MMA, more so even than kickboxing, because he's fighting he's fighting guys who are at the time were concerned about takedowns. You're concerned about all these different things that could possibly happen in an MMA fight, right? So no one stands the way they stand in kickboxing. When they're standing in kickboxing, they're more sideways, they're more light on their feet, they're moving around because they don't have to worry about being taken down. It's a totally different proposition.
It's also a dance and a rhythm.
Yeah, so a guy like Hoost,
yeah,
a guy like Hoost would just pick you apart, start leg kicking you, chopping you down. If he's got to think about takedowns, even really great strikers are susceptible to one-pot shots in MMA because there's so many more things you're thinking of. That's why Kevin Randleman cracked Crow Cop and knocked him out in their fight, because he's got to worry about the takedown. Like, if they were just in a kickboxing fight, Kevin Randleman and Crow Cop just in K1.
Nightmare for
Kevin
Randleman.
It's a nightmare for Kevin Randleman.
Think about Wonder Boy Woodley. You know, Wonder Boy all day.
Same thing.
If they get in a kickboxing match,
all day.
Wonder Boy lights him up. Woodley, that one-shot power, and he dropped, Wonder Boy, before.
I gotta say that even in kickboxing, Woodley, I think, would do very well because he's so powerful. And in
you'd be able to manage it more, though. You'd be able to manage
gloves,
it.
So you can catch more,
and
also his punches aren't as dangerous. So when he's hitting you, it's not as dangerous. You can catch the kicks a little bit better. Still not fun.
Hell no. But Woodley in that octagon's a nightmare with that one-shot power.
Yeah, those little gloves.
God, hopefully he fights soon, man.
He's going to. He had shoulder surgery, had a torn labrum, so he's pounding on that, trying to get that fixed up.
Probably beat Dos Anjos.
That's what they're going to do.
Yep.
Maybe they'll do that International Fight Week too. Dun, dun, dun.
Everybody getting paid. Sizzler. We're going to Sizzler. We're trying to get these ratings up for Fox buys WWE.
Can you imagine if Brock's first fight back is John Jones?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
This is this is the card I'm looking at, motherfuckers.
Not in July.
Yes, yes. Stipe, DC.
Greatest fight of all
John
time.
Jones, Brock.
Preach.
Tyron Woodley, Dos Anjos.
Ortega, Max Holloway, Amanda Nunez, Cyborg. We busting this load on this one card. We can still do the ratings.
Dude, that place would be would be insane. It would be insane. That would be one of the greatest cards of all time.
Bonkers. And then on top, you sprinkle in, let's sprinkle a little CM Punk.
You wouldn't be able to do that one.
Why?
Because that one needs so much money. The one that I'm thinking about.
Which one?
You know the one.
Which one, Joe?
The one that was a lot of sprinkles on top.
Which one?
You know that boxer guy? What's his name?
Oh, you're talking about Floyd CM Punk.
Something money that we keep talking about. If that happened, this is, by the way, I believe you and I were the first to speculate this publicly.
Correct.
I think that's the fight. I think that's the fight to make.
I agree.
I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I think if it does happen, it happens on its own individual card. You put a kick-ass card underneath it, but I don't know if you put like a UFC 200 size kick-ass card underneath it.
No, because Floyd and CM Punk's going to sell. And also, if you're Floyd, just looking at it from Floyd's perspective, all right, pay me this much money, which is a boatload of cash. And also, give me the guy who has zero experience like me in CM Punk, who's a huge name.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
It's the only fight to make for Floyd because Conor will literally kill him.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It wouldn't be fair. It's not fair.
Conor would beat up Floyd and CM Punk in the same night.
People would understand the difference between Conor boxing Floyd, which he got clearly outclassed, but he hit him. Like, Floyd's not going to do anything.
No, it's no competition. It doesn't make sense.
Awful.
It doesn't make sense. Floyd CM Punk makes sense.
He'll get kicked once in the legs and be like, oh my God, now I can't walk. And then he gets kicked in the same spot. And like, oh, Jesus Christ. And he's folding over. Then he's getting front kicked in the gut. Conor's talking shit to him.
You get head kicked viciously, and then you're on that highlight reel, and the UFC's using that loop over and over and over.
And it takes one clinch, just one clinch, and you're on your back.
If you're CM Punk, then you're fighting Floyd. I'm army crawling over to Floyd. You're not even. Go ahead and punch me, bro.
I say you stand karate style. You stand karate style, and you throw side kicks. And you just walk towards him throwing side kicks. There's so much distance.
Until you get him to the cage?
Yes. Why would you even want to box him? You stand total Wonder Boy side stance. Just stand like this, way back, Lyoto Machida style, and just throw side kicks. Keep them off you. And then when the move is, whenever it happens, get that clinch
Body
and
lock.
throw fucking everything in. The guy weighs 145 legitimate pounds. That's what Floyd weighs.
I would even just bear hug him and just pull him on top of me and sweep him and get full mount. I would literally just come at Floyd like this. Just walk straight forward like the Terminator.
Floyd can make welterweight.
Yeah.
He can make welterweight in boxing. He could.
That's the only problem with this fight that we're speculating is
20 pounds
what
difference.
weight are they going to fight at? Because CM Punk's not small.
No, he was a legit sized 170. So he would...
We're going catch weight here?
He'd have to be catch weight.
At 60?
See, that's the other thing. You drain CM Punk down to 160, and he's Fucksville.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. At 170, he doesn't have a lot of muscle, but he's got a little bit of fat.
So
maybe he could do he might be able to do 65. He does it smart and long. You know, he takes a long time to do it, adjusts his calories, really ramps up his cardio, just forces himself to do an hour of cardio after every training session.
Has anyone seen him lately? That man looking thinner?
No. He's going to have to look a lot thinner to get that fight.
Well,
or Floyd just says, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to light this dude up. Because when they're standing, when he's got to close the distance on CM Punk. Floyd has 4-ounce gloves on. Are you fucking kidding me?
And he's impossible to hit.
You're not going to hit him. That's not happening.
And he can catch you coming in, and it's going to be fucking night-night.
Even the leg kicks. Like, boy, can you even kick his legs? How fast does CM Punk kick? You know what I mean? We're not talking about, like, Yodson Clive.
That's not the move for CM Punk.
Yeah.
Sir, just do what you got to do to get to the ground.
Didn't he have a karate background?
CM Punk?
Yes.
As much as I have a karate background. And I'm
Wasn't
not
there,
making
like,
fun
video
of
him when he was like 13 or some shit.
I guess doesn't count. I played dodgeball too. Not on the resume. Not on my resume. Doesn't count.
Soccer player. I'm gonna put that on my fucking
soccer player.
My Twitter handle now.
Guys
soccer
who do
player.
that. I played
soccer
basketball
when I was 6.
Yeah, that doesn't count, man.
I played it. Yeah, we were
I
sponsored
get pissed
by...
so hard, bro.
Go ahead, go piss, man. You all right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't want to throw up.
It's that cold brew. This new cold brew we're snacking on. God damn, Jamie. What were you showing me right before the podcast started about some dude who just retired because he had a brain injury?
Oh, yeah, there's an NFL running back. I was just seeing the story, so I don't know too much about it, but I know who he is. His name is Beanie Wells. He was a running back in the NFL. He had an MRI, and it's showing brain injury. So he's already publicly stating he's having problems with it. He's having memory loss, speech problems.
How old is this gentleman?
29, I think.
Man. Yeah, man.
He's already going under treatment right now. So like he would be one of the first people I've heard of that is already getting treatment for what I guess they can tell now about potential.
So what do they do? How are they treating it? There he is, handsome fella. Former Cardinals RB Beanie Wells dealing with traumatic brain injury. So they know for a fact that he has it. So he must be one of the recipients of one of the newer tests that allows them to see while a person's alive. Because it used to be they used to have to do an autopsy to find out what's wrong with your brain.
Yeah, here's this quote. He says he has some plaque separation. That shows that you've experienced some sort of TBI.
And it says when you have plaque separation, it shows you've experienced some traumatic brain injury. Obviously, that traumatic injury for me would come from playing football. Not only that, they had some cells tacked onto that separated plaque that I needed to get under control. What does that mean, you think?
I mean, extra cells I only know as being bad.
Cancer.
Cancer type stuff.
Right. Still not out of the woods yet, but I'm hopeful. Wow. Well, at least he sees it, right? You know, and he got a hold of it now. When did he stop playing?
Pretty recently, and he would also be in Columbus, which would be at Ohio State, where they have not only like the James Cancer place, but I think they're doing the tests or some of the early tests on this. If I remember correctly.
Okay.
I think you even told me it was at Ohio State. Maybe not.
I don't know. I talk too much. I forget some of the shit I say. I really do. I've realized that when someone asked me what podcast Eric Weinstein and Heather Heying were on, and I had to think about it. It's like 1,080 something. And I thought about, like, how the fuck could I ever remember what I said if they were all 1 hour? 1,000 different conversations plus Fight Companions.
Yeah, I think it is Ohio State. There's a thing, and this is on their Wexner Center medical website. They have advanced imaging and neurosensitive care and rehab services.
That's right.
We're talking brain trauma?
Yeah, we're talking about that football player that just got tested. He had plaque separation in his brain.
How long did he play for, Jamie?
So probably about 7 years, I think. In the NFL.
He's obviously the exception, though. You know, there's obviously a problem, but he's definitely the exception.
I wonder. You know,
football's been around for so long.
It's been around for so long. I think a lot of people just live with it, you know. And the thing is, what is that APOA3, APOE3, something that Rhonda Patrick was talking about, like a gene, like somehow the way it expresses itself. I know I'm butchering this for the science people going crazy, but
the science people.
It's more likely that you would get traumatic brain injury if you have it or you do not have it.
There's actually tests for that.
Alzheimer's disease, yeah, early onset Alzheimer's.
Yeah, there's a test you can take to see if you're more susceptible to CT than others.
Yeah, here it is. It says there are 3 types of APOE genes called alleles. APOE2, E3, and E4. Everyone has 2 copies of the gene in the combination that determines your APO genotype. The E2 allele, I hope I'm not fucking that up, probably am.
You might as well speak in fucking Hebrew.
LLE, right? Is the rarest form of the APOE, and carrying some 1 copy appears to reduce the risk of developing Alzheimer's by up to 40%. Whoa. APOE3 is the most common allele and doesn't seem to influence risk. The APOE4 allele, I know I'm fucking that word up. Someone's screaming at their phone right now. Present in approximately 10 to 15% of people, increases risk for Alzheimer's and lowers the age of onset. That's what I think they think is connected to traumatic brain injury. I think it was APOE4.
Well, whatever gene I got, I've been knocked out so many times, I'm happy as fuck. Get that one. Whatever that is, get that one. It's made me so much happier.
Well, aren't you happy, though, because your life is going great? Don't you think that's a factor? I think there's something to be said for that people don't. Look, everybody knows that having good friends in your life, having a good relationship, having a family, and having a career that you're happy with, all those things make you feel good. It's one of the reasons why people strive for them. Don't you think that has an impact on overall happiness?
I think, you know, with football players and fighters, MMA, boxers, stuff like that, I think one of the advantages I have is I found my passion and I'm pursuing that, so I don't, you know, it keeps me happy and it keeps my brain where I have to be super creative, so it's keeping me sharp. I think a lot of athletes and soldiers, for that matter, they get done with this high stress, high, you know, risk job, and they get put in the real world and they can't find their lane, and it's PTSD, or it's brain trauma, it's CT. Now you're just depressed, man, because you went from being this superstar for doing this high level job to fit in with society. Now it's tough.
Well, I don't think it's no, you're not. I think it's both.
That's what I'm saying. It's a factor, because
it's a factor, but it's not. There's a lot of physical factors.
100%, Joe. I'm just saying,
guys who've been around blasts.
100%. That's a legit issue. I'm just saying, if people are as fortunate as me to go through this sort of traumatic fighting career and then find a passion, your true passion, you'd be way better off. And I have no advice for that. I don't know what to tell you, but if you could find something you're into, it's definitely going to help you.
I think for everything in life, you know, if you were a dentist, you didn't want to be a dentist anymore, and you really wanted to make paintings, if you could really figure out a way to do that, you would be happier. Like whatever that thing is. It's just really hard for some people to find a thing. And that's one of the things that I've talked to people about. They go, I don't really know what I want to do with myself.
And then they ask me for advice. I'm like, man, no one told me it doesn't really work like that. Like, you got to figure that out. There's literally not a book you can read, no one you can talk to that's going to point you in the right direction.
Here's the best piece of advice. Take some action. Take some action. Do something. If that doesn't work, correct it, find something else, but keep moving.
Keep moving.
When you're sitting at home going, what do I do? That's when it's a problem. And when you're texting your friends going, hey, got any advice for me? My advice for you is don't ask me for advice.
Yeah, don't DM me. Don't DM me for advice.
Get your shit together.
Yeah.
I don't do that to people. I don't call people up and say, hey, man, what should I do? I just do things.
Correct.
Just go do something.
Agree.
And it might not be the thing. You might say, okay, well, now I know I don't want to do that. You can try something else.
Yeah, don't be afraid to fuck up, though. I fuck up all the time.
You got to take risks. You got to. People are so scared. They want to be in that harbor. I want to stay safe. Keep me under the blanket.
That's
The
normal.
cushions. Oh.
That's normal. Which is weird because I take risks, but when it comes to my family, my friends, even with Brian Ortega, I'm like, don't do this.
Right.
Don't do that. I'm super
Yeah.
but with myself, I'm pretty reckless. But with them, I'm like, no, no, no. Wait, please wait.
Yeah.
Which is strange.
What do you think of Stipe and DC?
I think it's literally the greatest super fight the UFC's ever made. I'm so excited for it.
It's an amazing fight. When you see how well DC handled Volkan and Ozdemir, and you see what Stipe did to Francis, it almost like makes sense. While John is out, and Brock is busy throwing his piss into a microwave. he's got that same pump system that I use out there on my float tank. He pisses into that thing. They strain that bitch, and
the reason why it's a super fight too is because how tough is this fight to break down? Like, if someone's like, "I'm positive Stipe is going to win," you're like, "No, you're not." I'm positive DC is going to take him down. No, you're not. And the thing is, it's like, well, now DC's fighting at heavyweight. Yeah, he's undefeated at heavyweight. The motherfucker can fight at heavyweight. He's actually one of the best heavyweights of all time.
Imagine if one day we see Nowitzki, he's wearing all diamonds and shit.
Just balling out of
and
control.
Brock Lesnar, that was what I would do if I was Nowitzki. If the day Brock Lesnar gets in the UFC, I will show up in a full fur coat.
Me too.
With a giant diamond-encrusted cross.
Pimpin'.
Diamonds on every finger. Gucci sunglasses indoors. And just sit there. Nobody told me how to dress.
What's up, son?
Just sit there like he got
We did
paid.
it. Another one. It was just sitting cage side.
Imagine if just like that's the way to do it, so everybody knows, like super obvious.
If you had to bet on it, Joe, John Jones, Brock Lesnar, that fight's happening, huh?
Boy, I hope so. I hope so.
I think it's happening.
If I was Brock, I wouldn't take that fight.
Really?
No, get a fight under your belt first.
Nah, we don't have
Hunt, pissed hot.
We don't have time for that bullshit. There's no warm-ups as Brock Lesnar.
You know
Who are you going to fight warm-up?
You know what's really
Francis.
hilarious? Francis. Oh, Jesus. What do you want to do to the poor man?
I'm going to Francis or Brock?
Brock.
If I'm Brock, excuse me, sir, I'm blast doubling like I'm at fucking Minnesota U right through that gentleman.
Or in the first round, Francis is superhuman freak strong, and you got to wear him out before you could take him down. But you have to stay conscious long enough to wear him out before you take him down. And he's throwing nuclear Putin-style missiles at your fucking head. And when they land, you're going to see sparks that's going to remind you of Alistair Overeem, and you're going to go, holy fuck,
If
we're
you
going
play
out
that game,
here.
if you play that game,
play
if I'm
that
Brock
game.
Lesnar, I am blast up. I'm coming in with a singlet on. I'm blast doubling through Francis.
Brock is older. He'd
be the best wrestler that Francis ever faced.
Who's that?
It'd be
Stipe?
Brock. No, Brock's the best wrestler.
I thought you say he beat the best wrestler.
No, I'm saying it'd be the best wrestler that Francis ever fought.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's a problem.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's also ginormous.
Right, but he doesn't have the stand-up acumen that Stipe does. Like, Brock is just not as good in the stand-up.
We don't need any of that, sir.
You definitely need a little.
Nah.
You're going to need a little.
Nah.
Look what Alistair did. Alistair kept him off. Remember that?
For a hot second, then Alistair wanted to play the Rock'em Sock'em Robots and got flatlined.
No. When Alistair beat up Brock.
God, we're talking about two different animals, though. Jesus Christ, sir. How dare you? Talking about Uberream?
I'm talking about the Uberream.
Bro, don't we?
It was a moment in time,
when
right?
you and I get together, we just fucking, my mouth salivates when we talk about Uberream.
It was a moment in time, a special moment.
He was the scariest man on earth.
Yeah, it was a weird moment. It was like, wait a minute, what?
This is real?
How is that guy that big?
I was fighting then too. God, I feel like this is a bad idea.
Well, not only
I need
that,
to call his doctor.
He had already won the K1 Grand Prix. He won the Strikeforce title.
Oh my
He's
God.
smashed Brett Rogers. I mean, he was just beating the fuck out of people, man.
Brock was like, what?
It's a terrible fight for Brock.
The awful fight. Like, man, with takedown defense,
and
world-class striking.
Wicked striking. Like, it was a different kind of striking.
And
it's like much more technical.
Fucking Juice City. Like we're in fucking pumping iron.
Ooh, like you're in fucking, what's the juice place? Jamba Juice.
Jamba Juice. Like it's the fucking Jamba Juice.
But he doesn't punch as hard as Francis. That's Ubering.
Back then he did.
Jesus Louises. No, I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
He punched
He's more
very,
technical.
very hard, much more technical. But I think Francis has got some new things.
He has some power. He has some big hands.
New levels. There's the way Francis punches you is like, it's a different level.
No, Francis is a complete nightmare. However, Brock Lesnar would be an awful matchup for him.
True. It's true. But I feel like you got two giant money makers there.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if you do that right away.
We try to make money or not.
Yeah, but if Brock loses, that's a wrap. Like if he loses to Francis, he loses in a most terrifying way.
It's not like he's going on a 10-year run here. We're just trying to get our money.
Whoa, look at before and after. That's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
2009 to 2016. Whoa, that's amazing. Testosterone is real, people.
That's more than testosterone. That's that Jamba Juice.
But not having it's real too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Tough mentally too.
Yeah, there's not much you can do either. The other thing about it is like once your body doesn't produce it anymore and you're in your late 30s like that and you've been juicing for a long time.
There's like Clomid and stuff that tries to or HCT or HTC. Is that that's a cell phone? Either way,
HCG or something like that.
Whatever it is, but it's supposed to boost your testosterone naturally, but never to the levels when you're injecting that Jamba Juice.
No, not only that though, you can't take that stuff. It's
not in the UFC.
Right. It's illegal.
I'm just saying that's true. I guess when he retires, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. Yeah, when he retires. Or goes to Ryzen. Can you imagine? If the UFC lets him out of the contract, and then all of a sudden he disappears for like 8 months, and just we hear, just locked in the house with horse meat.
Bad.
Just fillet of horse all day.
He's eating that Canelo meat.
And goes back to deadlifting and hanging out with power lifters. Steps out of the fucking house in Holland 6 months later.
Dick tied around his
297.
leg. Yes. Dude, I want that journey for him. I want that because I want on board of that train.
It's only one way it can happen.
Dude, how about Canelo testing hot for fucking
clenbuterol?
And they're saying it's in the meat in Mexico. And
it is.
It's a small trace amount, and everyone's like, "Oh, the fight's off." Trust me, it's boxing. That fight is not off. No, there's way too much money involved.
That is a real fact, though, is that one particular substance he tested positive for exists in meat.
Clenbuterol, and also it's not like a straight steroid. It's guys use it to cut weight, stuff like that, and it's such a small trace amount, they're going to be fine. Yeah, that's such a great fight, Triple G Canelo, man.
It's a very good fight, and it's
going to be better than the first one.
Cinco de Mayo. Why do you think it's going to be better?
Because I think Triple G didn't fight like himself. He has that Mexican style. He was a little reserved, and then Canelo was moving too much. I think now that they're gonna we're getting like the real fight now. I don't think the judges fucked this one up. You never know though. It's shady.
I fucking loved the first fight. I loved it. I loved it too. I thought Triple G won it going away though. I really thought he won.
Me too.
I think a lot of people did. Yeah, a lot of people thought that was a poor draw.
That's why I think Triple G coming off that draw now. There's a lot more hype with it. Everyone's going to tune in. The ratings are going to be better. Yeah. But boxing judges, they're crooked. MMA's nowhere near as bad. But boxing, did you see the Wilder Ortiz fight?
No.
I thought for sure Wilder was losing on the cards. I'm like, he's going to have to get a finish. But on the actual scorecards, they had Wilder winning, which obviously they want Wilder to win. Right. Which I was like, I didn't. And I'm a Wilder dick rider. I'm like, he was not winning that fight.
I think MMA might be worse, and they're the same exact judges.
That's a bad idea,
There's a lot of the same judges that judge MMA or judge boxing and also judge MMA, and they don't even know what MMA is.
How about you in DC trying to walk that tightrope of not clowning? What's her name? Adeline Bird or whatever.
Adeline Bird. She's a very nice lady.
But as you said, so is my mom. I don't want her fucking.
That's exactly what I've meant.
Judging.
And that's exactly what I said.
So funny. You in DC just trying to balance that. She has no business being in there. No,
she's a very nice lady, but yeah, she's made some bad decisions. And she also was a part.
Balling though.
She was also a part of the Canelo Alvarez Triple G decision.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
she's balling.
Yeah, and she was on the wrong side of a couple of decisions that night. There were some bad ones, man.
Super suspect too.
Some that we were like, what? How did he win every round? What? Like it didn't make any sense. Like some that literally didn't make any sense.
You're talking about in the UFC?
Yeah, this past weekend. There was a lot of bad decisions.
There's some bad ones, yeah.
But there was like a couple of split decisions that I was like, what in the actual fuck is this?
And the way it screws over the fighter. They have no idea. The repercussions is such a shitty deal.
Yep. Yeah, they lose half their money.
Hell yeah. They lose half my money because you don't know what's going on.
And literally, there's no recourse. And if it's a bad decision and there's 3 people, and one person just has literally no idea what they're doing, and they give it to the wrong person.
It's awful, man.
It's fucking terrible, and it's unnecessary. Here's the thing. It's unnecessary. There's way better methods, and one of the better methods is hire someone who is an actual martial arts expert, like a Matt Hume or something like that. Someone to score. Like I'm sure there's a lot of those guys that would do it. A lot of trainers out there that would do it.
I think I agree. You need to have someone who specializes in mixed martial arts, who's been around the game. They don't need to be cage side because cage side you can't see everything, and you're also swayed by the crowd. They need to be in an undisclosed location, and they're watching what we see and judging the fight from an MMA fighter's perspective.
I think that's a good point, and I also think they should be able to see all the replays.
Yes.
They should see all the fight stats.
They get everything.
Get everything.
Copy strikes and then decide.
Yep.
But what you're doing now is so old school.
The only thing that I would disagree with, I don't think they should hear the commentary. Because I think the commentary can sway
That's
them.
what I'm saying. No commentary, no crowd noise.
Yeah.
You have 3 expert MMA analysts watching, going, "This who's winning." Because they know the ground game. You know, for Tony versus Khabib. Let's say Khabib takes Tony down, and they think, oh, he has a huge advantage, and then Tony's just whooping his ass from his back, elbows, submission game, stand back up, getting taken down, but on the ground, Khabib's constantly under threat.
Yeah.
How are you going to judge that?
Yeah, you got to know what you're looking at. I also think 3 is too small. I think it should be 10 people. 10 people.
It's a lot of people who are qualified.
Have them call in.
It's a real shit show. Call in.
Do it all with the internet. You don't even have to be in the building. Why even have to be there?
10 though?
Yeah, 10 people.
It's hard enough with 3 more.
Yeah, but if there's 2 that are smart and 1 that's bad, you got a shitty split decision, and everybody feels weird about it. Like, what would have happened if there was 3 morons there?
So can we say 5?
10.
10.
10, you're going to get the right decision almost every time. Because 10,
true.
A few people are going to disagree, but most people are going to see it that way.
The majority's going to see it this way and agree.
And if it's 5-5, you got a fucking draw in your hands, and that's rare.
I'm not mad at that.
And I think sometimes a fight should be a fucking draw.
I don't have a problem with the draw. Sometimes I watch it, I go, man, that's too close to call. Don't fuck over someone getting half their pay. If there's a draw, they both get their win.
Exactly.
That's how we should do it.
Exactly. One guy moves on and the other guy doesn't, just arbitrarily.
So weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
Or you get a draw and they have to, in their contract, they rematch on whatever card they're ready to go again. You do it again.
I gotta give Callan the fucking address here. I'm sure he's
you
texting
fucked
me.
up.
There it is.
You know, Callan's
he said he found it.
75 minutes away.
He said he found it. He says he's close.
Is he?
But I don't believe that.
He might be.
He could be. Brian Callan.
Brian the Kid Callan.
So what else is going on? UFC-wise, what's happening? What other big fights are there? Dude, when Yoel Romero comes in and talks to Joey Diaz and me, he's getting ready to fight Whitaker. He's gonna fight for the title, even though he didn't make weight in the Rockhold fight.
That's short notice. I don't hold that against him though,
right.
Especially with his body type. God, he looked good against Rockhold, huh?
Dude, Rockhold said he was like made out of metal. Said the guy was just ridiculously strong.
Tough fight for Rockhold.
For anybody.
For anyone, unless you're Robert Whitaker, but yeah.
Yeah, and Whitaker with healthy knees, man.
Whitaker's a nightmare. Yeah, he's going to be tough to beat for a long time. But if someone could do it, could be Yoel. Yoel is not young.
40 years old, son.
Every bit of it.
Yeah, who knows? Those Cuban birth certificates.
You have no idea. That's what I was saying with Ortiz. They said, oh, he's 38. I went, bullshit. That's the most shot-out 38-year-old I've ever seen. That man has 400 amateur fights in Cuba. There's no way he's 38. Motherfucker's 48.
You think so?
He's not 38. There's no way. You see him up close, I'm like, what the fuck?
Did you see him up close?
Yeah. I was at the press, the weigh-ins, all that stuff for Showtime.
Did you see the fight live, or did you see it on TV?
No, I flew back. I was supposed to work it, but I flew back.
I watched Kovalev beat up his friend.
Beat the piss out of his friend.
It was like his friend.
Yeah.
It was like the guy was fighting him like he was his friend, and Kovalev was fighting him like some guy fucked his girlfriend in the ass.
Kovalev killed a guy.
Yeah, and it didn't seem to bother him.
He's a bad motherfucker. He's a super bad motherfucker. But now with that Wilder-Ortiz fight, it kind of did what I think for Wilder, what Anthony Joshua against Klitschko, where now everyone's talking around. So now, before we didn't think we'd get Anthony Joshua Wilder, but I think it forces Joshua's hand to fight Wilder. But before it wasn't going to happen, which that's the fight, man.
Why wasn't it going to happen before?
Because Anthony Joshua has to get through Joseph Parker first, early next month, which is a beast. Joseph Parker's a nightmare from New Zealand. I think 20-0, world champion. No punk. So he has to get by that, and then he's going to take like 1 or 2 more fights before he fought Wilder. Now he can't do that.
Because Wilder just won by emphatic knockout.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? Obviously, I'm the most talked about boxer right now. You have to take this fight.
Why do they put fights like that off? Like, why do they say we'll take a couple more fights?
That's boxing. Well, listen, as a business, if you're Anthony Joshua's manager, it's like, all right, do we fight Deontay Wilder, who's 40-0, 39 knockouts? It's a nightmare of a fight for anybody, which we're probably favored still to fight. Or do we fight this guy, and get paid, and then fight Wilder? You know,
but things can go wrong. Like
exactly.
With Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker's no joke.
Not at all.
No.
But yeah, things could go wrong. But that's I'm assuming that's their way of thinking. You know. But it's scary. I was jumping around. Obviously, being around these guys, you know, I get close with guys. I know Wilder, and I wanted to win so bad just because it's good for the sport. It's not knocking Ortiz. Ortiz is an amazing fighter, but Wilder's, he checks all the boxes, man. He can sell tickets. He's American. He's, you know, he
talks a lot of shit.
He has a great story. He started boxing because his daughter was born with a spinal issue and couldn't walk, and he just has these great stories, and you root for that guy. Dresses well. Dime piece. Yeah. Knockout artist. But him and Josh was the fight, man.
Yeah. He has won his last couple of fights pretty spectacularly, too. People are so funny. They get so mad. They get so mad at me. They go, "At you?
Oh my God! Oh, you're such a homer. You love Wilder." I'm like, well, I like Joshua too. Where they're like, you used to root for Joshua. I like both of them, man.
You can't respond to those people.
I don't respond.
But you can't even right now. You're responding.
Well, it's my job. You know, we do that thing, kind of. Yeah. You know, I like both of those guys, man. I love both of them.
You can like both of them.
Yeah.
Like this when Tony Ferguson got mad that I put Khabib's hat on.
Hey, Tony,
he's like, bro, I thought we were all 10th planet. I'm like, look.
Hey, bro.
I'm wearing the hat. Guy gives me the hat, I'm wearing it.
I like Khabib. I like Tony.
Yeah.
I like Ortega. I like Frankie Edgar.
I want to see you guys fight. I think it would be awesome. There's gonna be animosity. No doubt.
If someone doesn't make weight or get hurt in that fight, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I'm every day when I check Tony's Instagram or check Khabib's, I'm like, please
just be cool, bros.
Please, no injuries.
Just be
please,
cool.
No injuries. Everybody keep it together.
Don't
just
do
get
anything
there.
crazy.
Just get there. We're not even a month away. Not even a month away. Yeah.
That's a fight.
Yeah, what is the date? It's March 6th. It's a month and a day.
4 weeks.
A month and a day. Good googly moogly.
For that fight is by far my favorite. The fight has to happen.
Has to happen.
Khabib, and then Stipe, DC. Those are my two fights where I'm literally like a schoolboy.
Fucking card. Chiesa versus Pettis. I forgot about that. Al Iaquinta versus Paul Felder. Are you fucking shitting me? Dude.
Joanna.
Dude.
Rose. You got Joe Lowe's on.
Joanna and Rose. Oh my goodness.
God damn, Evan Dunham's still doing the damn thing, and they gave him that monster.
Yeah, Taisimov. Well, they couldn't get
no one trying to fight Tyson.
They couldn't get Maribek Taisimov a good fight for a long time. He's very, very
People are terrified
underrated.
of that gentleman.
Yeah, and he's having a real hard time getting matchups, but Evan Dunham doesn't give a fuck.
Bet you anything your boy Connor's there because his boy Artem Lobov's fighting, and Ferguson Khabib makes sense.
Yeah, Lobov's fighting Caceres. That should be fun.
I'm a Lobov fan, man.
It's a tough dude.
Salty record at 14-14, but that's life.
Yeah, he's it's interesting because there's two schools of thought with him and Connor. Is that, you know, that he's strong and he's powerful and, you know, he's a good sparring partner for Connor. But I've also heard people say, no, Connor likes him because Connor can fuck him up. And Connor spars him and just lights him up. Yeah, he's so goddamn tough. Like, having a really tough sparring partner is probably a great idea.
You get both. Yeah, he's not exactly a technician, but Artem's so damn tough.
Hits hard, too.
He hits hard. You got to watch your P's and Q's at all times. I'm sure he's a great training partner.
And
he's loyal, too. He's not going to hurt you. That's super important.
Oh, yeah. Especially now in Connor's life. That's got to be real important. You know, I mean, how many people are just constantly trying to, like, get the best of him in sparring?
Oh, no, hashtag no new friends. There's no new guys sparring with him.
I was looking at this this dude, Katoro on K1 here. I'm gonna send it to you, Jamie. This dude's they were doing the exact kind of sparring that I fucking hate to see anyone do, where they were literally just going after
trying to knock each other out.
And then Kataru connected with a giant bomb
and knocked him out.
Yes, he did. It was awful.
That's that old school fighting, man.
I'm gonna send this to you, Jamie. Hang on a second.
Super old school fighting.
Well, it's unfortunate when people choose to train like this, because this is a real knockout that this guy suffered, and it wasn't an accident. Like, this guy was teeing off on him, trying to knock him out. I just sent it to you in a text message. It's not like the guy was knocked out because you know, he just got caught with a freak punch or a freak elbow in sparring. Watch this shit. Look at those guys in the back. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, they're playing for keeps.
And then walks away like he doesn't give a fuck.
That's so weird, man.
KO'd that dude.
You don't get anything out of it.
Look at this.
That guy doesn't look very good who he's fighting either.
No, he doesn't. And I mean, he is swinging from the hips.
Oh, that dude's like KO'd. Yeah, he's flatlined.
Yeah. How do you say his last name?
That's that. You talking to me? I'm the worst at ask that.
How do you think you'd say it?
K1 Takeru.
K1 Takeru. Takeru.
K1
Takeru. Takeru.
Yeah, you don't. And then he posted that?
Yep. It's awful, right?
No, it's just a tool move.
It's awful. Well, it's just, I mean, maybe it wasn't him sparring. I don't know who was getting KO'd like that. But that should be an example of just what not to do.
100%. Are you Vanderlei Silva from Shootbox back in fucking 97? What are you doing?
Does it show the translation? Who cares? Either way,
don't post that.
That's how it used to be. That's how guys used to spar.
God, back in the day, like for sure, educate yourself.
I know. That's why when you see something like that today, like
it's hard to see now.
It's not smart. It's not good for you, and it's not a good way to train. You're not learning from that.
You're also going to break all your toys, so people go, "Oh, you fight like that? No, we're good, man.
Right,
we're good."
Or you have to be a guy who can hang in there in that gym and do that. But all of you are going to take unnecessary damage. Can you do it? Yeah, you can do it.
That's how we used to do it. Everyone used to do that.
You can do it. But is it smart to do it? Definitely not.
No,
that's not the right way to do it.
Especially at his level. We know you're tough, man. You don't need to knock guys out or get knocked out.
He's fighting in K1.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah. Did you watch Glory this past weekend?
I'm not huge into Glory, Joe. It's not. I watch all combat sports.
Who are you?
I know. You
don't like kickboxing?
It's all right to me. I enjoy it. I appreciate the art, stuff like that. But I was really into K1 when it was in its prime. But with Glory, it's hard for me to get into Glory. And there's some amazing guys in there. I only have so much time on my hands. Where Glory's not priority.
True. Yeah, I don't know. To me, I like it better than boxing. To me,
how dare you?
I'm sorry.
It's like I don't even know you.
Being honest.
I appreciate it.
A real good Glory fight to me is more interesting than a real good boxing match.
Fucking crazy.
I like kicks.
You're crazy.
I like knees. I like Muay Thai even more.
More than boxing.
Yep.
A good boxing match.
Yeah.
You'd rather watch that than Canelo Triple G. You got your goddamn mind.
That's an exceptional once-in-a-lifetime match. You know.
That Wilder Ortiz fight, man, one of the best I've ever seen.
But, like, say if it was, like, Buakaw versus Sanchai.
Yeah.
I would be just as excited about that.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, those two levels. Like that level.
Yeah.
Like, that is
not so extreme.
That's a crazy fight.
Yeah.
You'd want to see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I just again, I can appreciate when there's a good fight. I'm down, but I'm not going to shut down my night and order pizza and watch a Glory.
Damn, I will. I will for sure. But yeah,
but I don't miss, which is weird. Which I don't miss any MMA, UFC, Bellator. I don't miss any boxing. There's that. I shut everything down.
Did you get excited about the Kovalev fight, or was it just like? No,
I get excited about it anytime. Yeah, super excited about it.
Yeah.
Like this past weekend, I was just so happy because I knew I had freaking Showtime boxing on with Wilder versus Ortiz, which is a great fight, and then you also had UFC 222. So when you can, and that ended before the co-main event, so I get to see all of it. That makes my weekend, man.
Did you see that dude, Alexander Hernandez, Starch Beneil Dariush?
God, did he ever? Dariush has hit a rough patch. How about your boy Hector? Kakoosh.
Yeah, Hector Lombard, that wasn't good.
Where you at on that?
Cheap shot.
Cheap shot, you think?
Yeah.
You don't think it was a natural reaction
first
combo?
Punch you can get away with.
I agree.
The second punch, he knows the bell's already rung.
Yep, the first one, I said, all right, you're in motion.
Yep.
But that second one that knocked him out, that's where I got to draw the line.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bad guy, but it's also a natural counter to kick like that, to throw that straight right with the left hook. So maybe there's that, but you can't have the fight carry on.
Well, he definitely naturally fired back, but he knew in his head that the bell had rung, and he fired back anyway. I mean, that's what happened. Why did he do it? I don't know. But here's the thing. We can't speculate. We don't know. No one knows it was on purpose. All you know is the bell rang.
Rules are rules.
The rule's real clear. The bell rings, the dude throws a punch, and then another punch after the bell. 100% foul. There's no gray area. Like, that they're going to appeal that, to me, is crazy. And Hector was saying something like the guy was talking, he was fine. Just
he was saying, what happened? Where am I?
Yeah.
That's what CB Dollar was saying.
Yeah. He said it over. I kept saying that he was saying, I was letting everybody know because he was saying it over and over again. And we all know what that is. We've all seen that. When a guy gets knocked out and just keeps saying, what happened? What happened?
It's a nightmare.
It happens so often.
Yes.
That is what always happens when people get KO'd.
So they go, oh, shit, what happened? Because you don't remember anything.
And you tell them, and then 5 minutes later, what happened? And then you tell them, why am I here? What happened? And like, they forget over and over again all night. You got to stay up with
Hector's
them.
in a tough spot because he's lost 5 in a row now. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with him.
Well, I mean, I would imagine if CB wants to do a rematch, they would do a rematch because there'd be some interest in that fight. because either one of those guys is not generating a ton of interest.
Correct.
Right? Hector's lost a lot of fights.
CB's lost 2.
He got knocked out by Marquardt. Remember that?
Yeah, that was bad.
That was bad.
Yeah.
And that was. It seemed to me like one of those fights where he thought Marquardt was done. You know,
the last thing to go. You know, Nate retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Officially retired. Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad he retired.
Too.
But there's a thing that happens to fighters where, you know, they just can't take a shot anymore. They've just been doing it too long. It's just a fact. And so guys go after him. But the last thing to go with a guy like Nate is power.
Yeah, it's a terrible
So he knocks out CB. After CB, you know, CB came back, and who did he beat?
I thought CB won 2 in a row, and then they got Hector, or did he lose one in decision? But I'm pretty sure after Nate, he won one.
Well, you know, he got fucked up in an elevator accident.
He's in a lawsuit with the UFC over it.
Yeah, he's like permanently fucked up.
Is he?
It's that
bad? What happened?
Yeah. He was on an elevator, and it just dropped. The elevator just dropped and slammed onto the bottom.
I'm sorry, how's that the UFC's problem?
I don't think he's in a lawsuit with the UFC.
Is he not? Am I crazy?
He's a lawsuit, I think, with the hotel.
I thought it was with the UFC.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It doesn't make sense with the elevator. Then I have misinformation. Because
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense coming after the UFC if it was a hotel.
Oh,
elevator.
you didn't know that it was the elevator accident?
I knew it was the elevator.
So yeah, it doesn't make sense if they'd come after the UFC.
No.
He would come after the UFC.
That's what I heard.
But apparently there was quite a few people in that elevator, and when he dropped, a lot of them got fucked up.
Damn.
I think there was like more than 3 or 4 people in the elevator, but he got fucked up bad.
Was it a Steve Wynn hotel or what?
I don't know. I don't know who owned it. I don't know where it was. I do not remember.
That's such a shame. Hope
Jamie,
he gets
you looking it up?
paid out the ass for that, though.
Yeah, but he did go and fight again. So they would probably be arguing like, hey, you're still professionally
That's
competing
what I
in a
was going to
cage
say,
fight.
because he's in that lawsuit, and then you fight this weekend. The courtroom's going to be like, hold up. You're saying your
Yeah.
back's an issue? They fought Hector Lombard?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true. Right. The best argument would be did not fight until the lawsuit settled,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
wait.
shoot some stem cells in there down in Panama.
Yeah, it's not like we're
Listening to
dying to see you versus
Van
Hector
Halen
on
on the
undercard.
headphones.
Yeah, so.
Panama.
There's a Wyndham Hotel in Cleveland.
Ah, there it is.
Wyndham's. Don't stay at Wyndham's.
Yeah, or do. So they'll sue the shit out of those people. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the elevator apparently was getting funky on people before, and people were still riding it.
Don't more people die in elevators because when they're like talking to their friend, they assume the elevator's there and they're walking, the elevator's not there and they go down. More people die like that than you would imagine. Yeah.
Why
the elevator doesn't
why is
come
the
up
door open?
because something's
stuck.
wrong. It goes ding and they're like, yeah,
Oh
here
no!
it got.
And they fall to their
Yeah,
death.
it's a bad one.
Boy,
so
that's a way
always
to
look
die.
if the elevator's there.
Yeah, that's a fucked up way to end it.
Shitty deal. You don't want to go out like that.
No, I'd heard a story about a dude who got trapped in an elevator, and the elevator went up, and he was trapped in the door, and the elevator went up and just sheared him in half.
Oh yeah, I saw that in Final Destination too.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
I made it up. No, I'm pretty sure it was real.
That'd be a terrible way to go.
Oh, awful.
Well, it's like that actor who was in Star Trek and he was in Alpha Dog. He lived right up here, man, in Hollywood Hills. He lives on a incline, and he was getting out of his Jeep to close the garage door, and he didn't put the Jeep in park, and it rolled over him, killed him, trapped him against the garage door.
Fuck.
Young actor too, phenomenal actor.
Fuck. Wow. Back straddling the elevator, one leg in the elevator, one leg in the second floor. He was helping the occupants get off the elevator when all of a sudden it shot upwards, beheading him. That's it. His body fell into the second floor lobby. His head fall onto the floor of the elevator. His head and the 2 remaining passengers in the elevator shot up to the 9th floor. One of the passengers described the scene. I can't get it out of my mind. The head was there, but the body wasn't. He still had the Walkman earphones on his head. Holy shit. There have been many problems with the elevator, and the service repairman was at the building that day to work on it. The elevator had been inspected November 1st, 1994, and passed the inspection.
That's some dark shit.
That's a way to go, baby. Not good.
Painless though.
Yes, but you would be awake for a couple seconds.
Yeah, don't they say once you like a chicken, right?
That doesn't make sense to me, though, because how come you're not awake when you get choked out? Right?
Well, because when you get decapitated, right, everything's still firing. Some of the energy's still up there firing, so you can see.
Maybe. I heard about that chicken that didn't have any head. Lived for 18 months without a noggin. After a farm in a failed attempt at slaughter, axed off the head, but missed the jugular vein.
You know, we really don't know, right? When people lose their heads,
Chickens
how it
are
feels.
fucking dinosaurs, man.
They're straight
I've
up
said
dinosaurs.
that many too many times, but That kind of shit is what you need to see. Just realize that's not a person.
Although a pterodactyl's not a dinosaur. It's so strange to me.
I know. I think pterodactyls might have had feathers. They don't know. They're thinking now that a lot of dinosaurs had feathers. But when you think about what a pterodactyl is, we always assume it had like bat wings. But now that they think that dinosaurs have feathers, I wonder if they
giant bird.
Yeah, I wonder if they've decided to look into that and look at it as a possibility.
You ever see that giant picture that it's the T-Rex covered in feathers?
Yeah.
Get that shit out of my face. They didn't look like that, bitch.
They might have.
No, that no T-Rex
covered
in raptors covered in
they
feathers
think raptors
like that.
had feathers. They look pretty dope too, man.
Have you seen the pictures, Jamie? That bullshit T-Rex covered in feathers?
Yeah. That one's furry. It looks cute, like a big old
Yeah,
hamster.
that one looks cool.
Yeah. See that one we showed it before.
That's
it's at
hair.
Bozeman Science Museum or some shit in Bozeman, Montana. Pretty cool place. And they have a replica of what they think a raptor could have looked like if it was covered in feathers. Because they think it's very possible that that's what those things looked like. Remember, Jamie, it was on the floor. There was an actual model. We pulled up the image before.
I mean,
If you go to images.
it's some science shit
Okay.
for the feathers, but
Yeah, that's what they think because they found some that have feathers. They know that they've got some fossils that have like very clear indentations where feathers must have been.
well, then everything I grew up on with dinosaurs is wrong.
Well, they think that's true anyway. They used to think that T-Rex was a predator, and now they think it's a scavenger.
I
They
thought you
think
were going to say
they just-
vegetarian.
No, they think he just waddled around and just crush. Like that's why the teeth are so big, to crush dead animals that are just laying around. That's it right there. That's what they think that thing looks like, which is kind of even more nightmarish.
Yeah, it's more freaky.
Big old feathered fucking lizard that runs and guts you with its claws.
My brain's trying to analyze
that.
it. It doesn't really work.
Well,
Because how we know dinosaurs, you know
yeah,
what I'm
but think of
saying?
an eagle, man. I mean, eagle is a lot like a fucking dinosaur. It has a hatchet for a head
That
instead
beak.
of teeth. Yeah. I mean-
But you look at an ostrich, you look at their legs and shit, you can see dinosaur in it.
100%.
Their feet.
Yeah, but nobody has teeth like that. There's not a single bird that has like leopard seal type teeth, you know?
God, leopard seal, underappreciated animal. That thing's mean as fuck.
One of the coolest animals of all
We're in
time.
La Jolla, and we were on these scooters and went down. And there's all these leopard seals, and there's some people taking pictures. Some Asian dude walked up, got nose to nose with this thing. I told my brother, "Go get your camera out, because that thing will rip his face off, and this could be awesome."
Oh my God.
They're fucking killers, man.
They're so big,
They're
too.
leopard. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
Yeah.
leopard seals for a reason, man.
You know, I didn't even know they were a real thing until I watched that March of the Penguins movie. I went, what?
You know they're real.
I didn't know what a fucking leopard seal was. I never heard of it.
Yeah, they're gangster.
Yeah.
I think I've been scared because since a kid I was in Mexico and there's one going up in the water. And I thought, oh, cute! Look, that's like the ones I see on cartoons. And my dad's friend, who's the Navy, was like, "Do not go in the water. Those things are mean as fuck."
Yeah.
I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yes, they're out there fucking killing shit right now."
Yeah, they've eaten people before. There's one of them.
Look at that poor penguin getting his
Some
head ripped off.
scientist, actually, a female scientist in a rare attack got killed, I want to say about 10 years ago.
Those things are gangster,
They were
man.
pretty stunned because they have giant mouths and huge teeth. But look, like with his mouth closed there, looks so fucking cute. Like, hey, buddy.
That's what that Asian dude was
Hi.
doing, nose to nose with his
Hi,
fucking
buddy.
thing.
Hi, buddy. Now, get me a picture of his teeth, like right above with his mouth open. Go large on that. That's not even a good one.
That thing looks like a tremor.
Yeah, right there. Oh, Jesus Christ.
They look like tremors.
Look at that, man. I mean, that doesn't look like a real thing. That looks like a fake animal.
It looks like the movie Tremors.
Yeah.
That shitty CGI tremor. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, there was earthquakes because
Yeah.
there's worms living out of the ground.
That movie's awesome. Shout out to Kevin Bacon.
I was thinking this about the Oscars. Like, go to that one in the lower left. Look at these fucking teeth. Jesus
See, he looks
Christ.
friendly to me. I would kick it
Look at
with
those
him.
teeth, bro.
I would share a fish taco
He's
with
like,
that guy.
I'd be really happy to eat your asshole. Hello.
100%.
I want to take a bite out of your dick.
100%, man. They're fucking killers.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about the Oscars, though?
Oh, I was
Speaking
thinking.
of killers.
No, I was thinking like, when are we? No one can possibly see all the movies because we keep adding to the library. Every week, new movies come out. They don't take movies away.
No,
just-
you have to hit a certain period where they're going to preview that movie so you're up for the awards.
That's not what I mean. I don't care about the Oscars. I don't care about the awards. I'm
Oh,
just
you're
saying the
talking about Oscars.
number of movies that we produce as the human race is fucking crazy, and it's never ending.
Yes.
Like every year they put out more, and movies don't go away. So they just the database is just stacking and stacking and stacking.
It's tough to follow.
And it's only been happening for 100 years.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was silent in the beginning, right? So there's been 100 years of these movies just stacking up. And all the premises, like if you think about premises, like, oh, the robots get smart and they want to kill the people. Okay. Oh, the monkeys get smart and they want to kill the people. Okay. Like there's all these premises that just go, oh, there's worms. They live on the ground. They cause earthquakes. I like it.
Great movie.
Like there's so many of these.
I'm in immediately.
So many, like it must be so hard to come up with an original premise for a movie. There's so many fucking movies. Like you think it's hard to come up with a new joke? Or a new premise for a joke?
Well, why do you think movies, why do you think you get like a recreation of Jumanji and Rocky and Predator? Like they're running out of ideas. How many buddy movies can we see? Can we put The Rock, Kevin Hart in so many goddamn movies?
Right.
It's just this regurgitation of all the same shit we've already seen.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's so many movies.
There's so many movies.
Yet there's not that many paid actors, is there? Like it's a struggle city. Less than 1% make a living acting, but there's a jagillion movies.
Is it less than 1%?
Less than 1% make a living.
Really?
Making movies.
Of all actors?
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy.
Like a quality living of all the actors, less than 1%.
That's pretty crazy.
Crazy. Think how many comics make a legit living. Think how many comics there are.
The difference being that for a comic, it's more up to them.
Correct.
It's more up to them to go. And you're a good piece of proof of that. Obviously, you have the boost of being famous from the UFC and then being famous from your podcast. Those two things helped you as a boost, but also the hustling. Yeah. And that's the thing that, like, an actor can hustle, but you have to be hired. You got to be hired to do something.
And there's a million moving pieces.
A million pieces.
You got to track well. You got to test well. People have to like you. You got to be right for the Royal.
You could just go up on a showcase night and do like 15 minutes and kill, and you're in the money. You know?
Acting's a motherfucker.
A hard gig to get good at too. You know?
Acting?
Yeah, I think
like God.
To get good at like Daniel Day-Lewis style. I was watching There Will Be Blood the other day, and I was just thinking, like, this guy's like
the Butcher,
he's putting out so many. Yeah, ooh, in New York. What is that? Gangs of New York.
New York.
But I forgot how good There Will Be Blood was. I watched it the other day in a hotel, and I was near where it happened because I was doing gigs in Fresno and Bakersfield. And I didn't know that, but that Tehachapi Mountains, that's where There Will Be Blood's all about. That's where they was drilling for oil. That's right over there.
Amazing movie.
Dude.
I think it's funny that sometimes fighters, whoever athletes go, I'm going to go to Hollywood, get into acting. Like, man, you need to sit in on a class or you need to watch someone do like a dramatic role and see if it's for you, man. I mean, you're talking about it's a legit craft, man.
Some people are just good at there's a thing that they're doing where you're compelled by their words. You're compelled by what they're doing. And it's not easy to
gift.
Yeah, it's not easy to achieve that spot. Not a lot of guys do it.
No, it's a true art. That's why it's so tough to get casted in those roles in TV and movies. There's a reason why it's so goddamn tough.
I've been watching that Viking show. You watch that Viking show?
No, that's on History, right?
All In, baby. Yeah, you get it on Apple. I got it on iTunes. It's fucking good, man. It's a good show, and it keeps getting better. And they're really good actors. I'm on season 2 right now.
I need some shows, man. I ran out. Well, you seen Punisher on Netflix?
Have not.
Changed your life.
That good?
You would love it.
It's a lot of shoot 'em ups.
Hell yeah.
Bang, bang,
but
bang.
Like legit, I just don't like action. That doesn't do anything for me. I like a good story.
Yeah.
Punisher's dope. Went through El Chapo, went through Narcos. Doing work.
You've never seen The Wire? Have you ever seen The Wire?
Seen The Wire. I got to like season 5.
Well, that's all there is. They just release it in HD, so if you haven't seen it, you could watch it.
Some people say greatest.
It's probably the best series ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
That's a strong statement.
Easy for you to say because I haven't seen it, you fuck.
It is true. It is ranked. Some people rank it #1. That and Sopranos, right?
Yeah,
I've never seen Sopranos.
#1. Well, that's a problem.
You've never seen Wire, son?
I saw one episode of The Wire.
Well, I've seen half an episode of Sopranos.
Sopranos was the show that got me into binge watching, but not binge because watched it every Sunday whenever it was on or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
you're
day it was.
Excited for it.
Yeah, man.
It's HBO night with your girl.
It was a big deal to sit and watch The Sopranos. Like, boy, here we go. The fucking.
That's
Sopranos.
how I was with Game of Thrones.
Is Brian here? Yeah.
Car white.
Yeah, he has
Probably.
a Tesla.
Some poor electric car that he half charges. How often do you think Brian fully charges that car?
He was just in the shop because he like ran into a wall or some shit. He treats his cars like shit. And then he goes, dude, you think I should get a Porsche like you and Rogan? I'm like, no, absolutely not. absolutely not. That's not
Why do
the
you say
car
that
for
to
you.
him? He's hitting full-on midlife crisis. Let's encourage it.
No, I want him to get a yellow Viper, like in braces. Like I want to be that guy in a shit tan and a wig.
Ooh, a Viper. Nah, he doesn't know how to drive enough for a Viper. But he should drive something that has some balls.
Yeah, Tesla's bummed me out. I like the message. It's just not the car for me.
Doesn't make any noise.
Nah,
I have a problem with the fact that it doesn't make any noise.
It doesn't do anything to me.
I'm just too used to noise.
Me too. I know we sound like two cavemen right now,
I
but
know.
it doesn't have that V8 or that V10 noise, the V6, inline
Rumble.
6, that exhaust.
There's nothing. And you know what's pissing me off? That lately car manufacturers have been adding noise to their cars.
Like the Maserati.
They put it in the speakers.
What?
Yes.
In what cars?
BMW, M4 does it.
They put in the speakers?
Yep, sound. They pump sound through the speakers.
That's a bitch move.
So as the engine goes up, some of it's coming in through the speakers.
It's like patting a bra as a girl. That's
apparently
fucked up.
some guys have figured out a way how to cut that out. I think.
Why would you do that?
Turbocharged cars. Turbocharged car. Can I say that 5 times fast? Turbocharged cars. When you have forced air induction, it makes the car much quieter. Doesn't sound nearly as like throaty and rumbly. Like my GT3, you know how raw that thing sounds?
Love that.
Because it's naturally aspirated.
Correct.
And you also get instantaneous feedback from the throttle response.
Preach, I got GTS.
That's what you want. That's what you want. When you get into turbochargers, it's all about turbo lag, which is why they have twin turbos. They have one turbo on the low end, one turbo on the high end, but even at the very best implementations of turbochargers, there's still a perceptible lag.
Slight lag.
Slight.
They're getting better and better, though. That
Much
new
better.
Porsche is ridiculous.
Yeah. They're definitely better than they used to be.
Dude, how the fuck have you not been on cars, comedians in cars getting coffee?
Oh, I don't know.
Not your thing.
Nah. I did Jay Leno show. I've done enough car things.
That's true. But let's take that new Porsche and get on there or something.
Nope.
I can't believe your new Porsche. Literally, I was like, I hit you about the podcast. I'm just here to see the car, and you didn't bring it.
Has an oil leak.
I know.
Yeah. Well, you buy it. It's not new. It's 1991.
It's new.
1991 964. God. Something I wanted to fuck around with one of those older cars. I like those.
Love it.
They're small. They're real small. That's one of the weird things about it when you're around it. Like those things are tiny.
A driver's car.
Yeah.
And no one else, I love it because you're not going to see it. No one has it out there. It's custom to you. It's a badass ride.
There's more of them now than there have been before. People are getting into those older cars.
Thanks to your boy Magnus Walker.
Yeah. Chris Harris said something funny to me. He said, why is it that 4 years ago I didn't give a shit about 964s? Now I think they're the best looking cars ever.
Porsche goes through these phases where this one's cool and this with the 68, the 78, 73. It's just these weird phases.
Well, those long hood cars are kind of always the best looking ones. The 67 to like 70, early 70s, like 72, 73. You know, they have that long hood. Those are the ones that Magnus is really into.
Yeah,
he's done a few of those where he redid them.
He made them cool too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, his style, like that's another level more raw than what I'm dealing with.
Magnus?
Yeah, because his style, well, he has a 964 too, but a lot of what his older cars were those 1969, 1971s, and those he would redo those. And those cars don't weigh dog shit. They weigh like 2,000
Super
pounds.
light. Not like the Porsche purists think like they're not really into the Singers or the Magnus Walker. You know what I'm saying? Your car's in the middle of that, I think.
Yeah, it's not modified.
It's not like a Singer, which is completely different.
Singer's got a carbon fiber body.
I actually think Singers, they might be there's a lawsuit. Porsche took a lawsuit out of them because they're selling the Porsches, but they're taking the Porsche logo off and putting a Singer one on now.
Yeah,
which
so
is an
Porsche's
issue.
Suing them? Really?
They have an issue with it, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I thought they liked it because it was just like bringing back interest in
I think they liked
Porsches.
it before he started making it the Singer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because what he's doing is taking a 964, which is that same year that I'm talking about, and then he puts all this other stuff on it and beefs up the suspension and beefs up the engine.
They're like impossible to get to.
Yeah.
They're so sick.
Well, now he has a new one that starts at $1.5 million.
Is that it? Jesus Christ. What the fuck are we doing?
Have you seen it?
No.
There's a limited number of them they're going to make. It has a 500 horsepower naturally aspirated engine. It's got giant fender flares. They see if you could find it.
Say no more.
New.
Say no more, fam. I'm in.
You're in. Let me wait till you take a look at this thing. You look at
sometimes,
it,
like when you send me pictures of cars that get made, sometimes I see it, it makes me mad. They're so sick, it makes you mad. Like there's not enough cars in the world for me.
Yeah, what is it about cars?
I don't know. Cars and girls, like you see it, you're like, God damn, the thing is fine.
Damn, right? It just speaks to DNA, and it's not all men. Some men. Callan
come in here. You could show him that. Like,
he's here. Where is he? Is he in the dressing room? I mean, he's walking around the gym. See him?
I guarantee you, he hits that punching thing you have.
He's gonna break it. He's got karate power.
Or he'll go, you know what? I would, but my wrist.
Yeah, maybe there's that. But some men don't get into it, but it's so universal with men. It's so normal that men like really get into cars. Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know what it is about them.
Especially V8s, right?
But like, I'm not the type of guy where like I'll see a car and my brother's super car guy and he'll go, that thing, your car's faster down on the track. I'm like, I don't give a shit about the track, man.
Yeah.
There's guys who are like those track guys, and I'm just like a road guy, fun driving car, fast enough but looks great. I'm about looks and performance.
Track
but then
is
a lot
fun.
of people are track guys.
We should go to the track.
The Porsche Performance Center.
We go there. We have to take their cars though.
Fuck up their tires.
Yeah, that's true.
Not yours.
That's true.
You can get GT3s, GT2s.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Let's do that.
Look at that. That's the singer. Come on, son.
That doesn't make your dick hard.
Singer Porsche 964 DLS, and this thing is insane.
Find a better looking car than that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Those Fuchs wheels, I always felt like they're not good enough for that body style.
I don't like how deep the.
Look how the wheel wells on that. I always felt like they're classic. Those Fuchs are quite. They have center locking hubs too. See that? Look at the fucking body on that thing.
Filthy.
Woo!
And the ducktail on the back. That's the only reason I bought my car, because of the ducktail.
Look at the back end. Oh my god. That might be one of the best looking cars ever. Ever.
What's the interior like on that, Jamie?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
It's orange. It's going to be orange, I assume?
Look at the center locks, man. And like people will say, all bespoke, the interior. Look at that.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
How much is it?
1.6 million.
Makes you want to risk it all.
Yeah, right?
Sign up for it.
If I was Connor, I would do one of them Burger King commercials and buy one of these.
Dude, if I were you, I'd get one of these fucking things.
It's not my style. That's a little too...
flexing on them?
A little too.
My car's lipstick orange, so I'm into it.
I got a silver Bronco already. I got that silver Corvette that I have. That's about as...
That's your style, though.
Look at my dick as you can get.
I mean, you got a freaking, you know, that night red fucking Porsche, the classic red.
Yeah, it's a Guards Red. It's
Guards Red.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great color.
It's good. You'll see it soon. What's the matter?
He's trying to do dips, but he's not quite doing it.
We're watching Callan work out on the security camera.
Jumping up and down on it.
Why doesn't he come in here?
Because he's Callan. Let's wrap this up. We'll go get him. All right.
Let's do it.
Got any comedy dates coming up?
Yes, I'm in Oxnard Levity Live next
Great
week.
club.
And then
Great club.
This is all March. Oxnard Levity Live next week.
What are the
Friday,
days?
Saturday.
What are the
Friday,
days?
Saturday.
What is
That'd be March 16th, 17th, Levity Live, Oxnard. And then the following week, I'm in Florida, Tampa the 22nd, Palm Beach 23rd and 24th, Orlando on the 25th.
BrendanSchaub.com?
TFATK.com.
TFATK.com.
And then check out Below the Belt. First episode's out.
Oh, that's right.
At Below the Belt, my SHOwtime show dropped.
Powerful Showtime.
Powerful
Brendan Schaub,
Showtime.
blowing the fuck up.
What's up, brother?
Woo! We'll be back with Brian Callan.